Session 25, quarter life crisis happening right now. And
Not the
so,
title of the episode.
quarter life crisis. Oh, maybe called it here and now. 22 seconds into the session. But yeah, as we get started with tonight's session, throw it over to Marigold for the recap.
Okay. Marigold woke with a shaky breath, her lungs aching as they filled with air, as if they had been empty for a long time. Her body felt slow and numb to move, her thoughts outpacing her nerves. Her eyes darted to the side. There was nothing. The chair beside her bed was void of humanoid life, blurry or otherwise. Marigold sat up and brought her chin to her knees. The thought of distinguishing types of voids was something that had never occurred to her until she had found herself drifting through so many of them. But what makes a void a void? Was it the extent of the darkness, stretching boundless into an indefinite beyond? But if one cannot see in the dark, then isn't the illusion of nothing, of endless nothing, enough? She remembered Yin moving through the library, the flower in her hair casting her world into the void. Her confidence fading as she realized that the blackness was eternal, that there ceased to be an end. And Marigold remembered feeling her own version of endless nothingness, losing herself in a rancid chorus of desperate voices as her body, her spirit, her very being melded with this hole in space and time. She looked at her hands and the soft blue tones of her blanket beyond them, a reminder that she was here, and here she was, a version of herself, with its own muddled beginnings and endings. The ink was blotted on her skin the way it always was, and she drifted it off of her hand and out the open window, so it could stain something that was far away from her. She'd been having these dreams since they'd visited the gentleman druid, since Teddy revisited his own dreams, learning that the people of Ioneus weren't safe, and that the person he was inhabiting was brought in to try and fix it. Since Teddy had walked through a dark door and unleashed some strange magic. Since Marigold had visited a new void, a moment immemorable that left her head fuzzy, the ringing of her ears blurring the light in her eyes, so that the sole sensation that she held with certainty was Xanthi's fingers burning into her wrist, the anchor tethering her to the ground she laid on. Could it be that the dreams were from the Forsaken, a strange answer to the statements that she had posed with a bloodied hand the same night, or a few nights before, or after the fight with Yin? It was the Forsaken, after all, who had found her in the void and brought her home. Or was it Teddy? She put her head in her hands, remembering the half-elf's body laying in the streets, ink leaking from his eyes, nose, and ears as his body remained unbreathing. The shock that her magic she'd worked so hard to control, had escaped from her and killed. His body was replaced by her dad's. She shuddered. She couldn't understand Xanthi's blind trust in her, her idea that someone other than her that had wielded inky magic. But she understood Xarreus' words, that if casting the spell hadn't felt different, then her magic was still hers. For now. Poor Xarreus, she thought. He had been through so much tragedy, and his work to do good in the world was just opening him up to more danger and hurt. She would have to tell Olive to keep a closer eye on him. His safety was a high priority, but not her highest. She let worries about the safety of her friends drift off. Her thoughts of the connections between the ink and that half-elf, the ink and Salehi, the ink and herself sink down and away. All that was left were thoughts of her dreams, the countless voids she fell through each night, the screams and cries of an unseen but ever-present audience ringing in her ears, her body buffeted by an unrelenting, invisible wind. Her sister was there. She could feel it. And then things that I didn't include in the recap. Haze and Xanthi hung out while Marigold was being sad with Xarreus. And they made candles with Crusher and worked on organizing the book club. And Teddy went to visit Jaden, and he brought him up to speed on the about like everything that's been going on with the Forsaken and like all the stuff that we've been dealing with so far. And then they also took a little walk and almost held hands. And then in Teddy's dream, we saw like a group of people like protesting, and there were soldiers, and Teddy tried to communicate with the what's it called, Archmage of Omens, but just got a no in response. And then unleashed magic that hurt everyone. But no one blames Teddy except for himself. And I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah, awesome.
No one blames Teddy except for himself.
That's pretty classic.
True.
Yeah, it's what's happening.
Oh. Yep.
Take your savvy point, Marigold.
Yay!
Rack
Did anyone
those back
take my
up.
savvy point off from last session? Because if not, I will just not update it.
I don't remember. I would check the version history on the thing.
I'll handle it.
But yeah, all right. Well, with that, we're gonna be jumping through kind of the week so far. After last session. So over the past week since the dream ritual, you all have attempted to kind of go about your usual training. Teddy covering his hands with gloves, despite the rising temperatures as it's pushing its way into summer. Continuing to get treatment for kind of the shadowy necrosis that had crept up his fingers and hands. On Des Day, it was Crusher's party. So I'm going to toss that to Tate about what kind of happened with Crusher's party.
This is what I'm figuring, okay? It's happening in an abandoned warehouse.
There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them.
Right?
Yep.
There are cool lights, lots of drinks. Probably some snacks. Probably someone brought snacks. I'm sure someone brought snacks. And the cake, probably. And with Laura's help, Crusher has set up a beautiful stage for his heavy metal band to perform. Some fantastic music for everyone. And it's a pretty big party. I think a lot of people, he's made friends in the volunteers, so like a lot of people are there. Including Thune. Thune is there. Of course, Crusher's sisters are there. Reaper has the seat of honor in full War Bunny attire again. Crusher does take time to like in the midst of all the party, like say hi to everyone individually. So he does come over at some point and like talk to the group. I hope Xarreus stays for like even 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I will be so sad.
let me get a little dice out. Let me roll for
You'll
this.
be sad, or Crusher will be sad.
I'm gonna roll a D. I'm gonna roll a D20. I know. I'm gonna roll a D20 and add 5, and that's how long Xarreus stayed.
The first roll of the session is how long Xarreus stays at a party.
Yeah, we're starting off strong tonight. Okay.
D&D, baby.
Okay, I rolled a 5, so Xarreus stays exactly 10 minutes at the party.
Oh my god!
He's like, wow, there's a lot going on here at this rave.
It's a lot. It's a rager. I have a little playlist that I was working on for the next time I played Crusher, but
nice.
I think fits. I was listening to it again, and I think it very much fits the vibe of the type of music he's playing at the party.
Yeah, drop that in the playlist
to listen to, and yeah, it's a great party.
Yes, Meg.
Crusher's in a band. What does he play, or is he the vocalist?
He plays the bass guitar.
Nice.
His canon that he can't sing because his workout playlist is recorded him like absolutely killing it on the bass guitar, and not singing great. There are 2 other people in the band. The lead guitar, or like the person who's playing like the not bass guitar, the electric guitar.
The Magitech guitar.
Shredder's
playing the Magitech guitar.
I don't know. I like came up with this like randomly, and the lead singer is a blue tiefling named Destiny.
Wonderful.
Nice. Wow. Wasn't Shredder Crusher's almost name?
It could have been, honestly.
Like the Ninja Turtles bad guy.
Yeah.
And I think I was thinking about Shredder, and I think like Crusher just has like tattoos everywhere, and he has like does have skull tattoos, but he doesn't have like the skeleton hands or like the skull on the face. Shredder does. Shredder does have the skeleton like fingers and the skull on the face.
Shredder's full-time just like plays music. Is not a bard, just plays music. There's nothing magical about this. It's all skill, baby.
The people in his band aren't the volunteers.
Yeah, no.
That's just him.
Yeah.
What are his bandmates' pronouns?
I think he, him for Shredder, and she, they for Destiny.
It's a she, they, Destiny kind of vibe.
Got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Although half the time
they're a blue tiefling, of course. She's a
yeah.
Whoa. They're a tiefling. Of course, they're a they.
They're a tiefling.
Yeah.
They're gay. No, amazing.
And there's dancing, lots of alcohol, lots of drinking, lots of music. It's a great time. And hopefully no one calls like anyone on us.
Calls who? You're in an abandoned warehouse.
Volunteers.
The volunteers,
Yeah,
there are no cops. There's only guards.
Cannon.
So
Wait, is the link that I sent not like saying it's not available to everyone else?
Yeah.
That's so weird. I literally
Is it private?
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, as you all are, going through the week, you got invited to Crusher's party. I'm assuming you're all attending Crusher's party. Really to just let Teddy be emo. What's everyone's kind of vibe? How's everyone hanging out at this party? What are y'all doing? What do you wear? Do you bring Crusher anything? What's up? As you're going on, it is your day off, you do have class the next day, whereas Crusher doesn't. Or actually, you all have training the next day. It's your first training with your lieutenants the next day. What a perfect day to come from a party. So
honestly, that's our vibe, though. We go to Rangers, and then we have something the next morning.
It's really what just being in the volunteers is about. That's actually half of the training. Is just having parties and then having to show up the next day.
Stuff while hungover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The ultimate college kid training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone have anything
Teddy
specific?
Will bring I think he'll pick up from the Tipsy Goat Tavern like I don't know my units of measurement when it comes to beverages.
Any liquid.
He brings a liquid of a certain amount.
Yes. He brings a mini keg. A little guy, yeah.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be like a from all of us kind of situation.
Yeah.
Cute.
I think Jaden's been invited too. I hope. Yeah,
Jaden's probably been invited. Yeah. They know each other.
Xarreus was also invited.
Oh, of course. Is
Jaden was also
Xarreus
invited,
there?
so I don't know if they're both there.
I'd say Jaden's there. Xarreus, you think you see for half a second, being suspicious in the crowd. Definitely, probably pickpocketing or reverse pickpocketing someone, because what better place to do that than a rager where everyone's jumping around and bumping into each other. It's like the DC's like -5 to pickpocket someone in that situation.
Ooh, really?
Haze would still roll in that one.
Stop! Can I roll just to see and not count because I'm not serious?
No.
You could try and pickpocket like Teddy or
yeah.
Haze is a good pickpocket. Haze is a good Samaritan. They don't even use those shape-shifting things.
Yeah, is Haze or Xanthi or Marigold doing anything other than just enjoying themselves at the party?
I think Marigold's just having a good time, I guess.
Yeah, nothing like
a
near-death experience.
Having time to unwind is good. I also think that the reason there's cake at this party is because Marigold baked some cupcakes.
Nice.
Xanthi
They're all
definitely
black.
made a friendship bracelet for Crusher. Definitely wove him a friendship bracelet, and it's when she like gives it to him, she's all excited and she's like, it's black and yellow, so it's like bumblebee colors, but she's like, it's yellow for me and black for you.
Oh my god,
That's so
Stop
cute.
it.
Perfect.
And it just barely fits around his giant wrist.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You thought you got the measurement right, and it's tight there.
Crusher's ecstatic and like shows it off to people.
Yeah. It's great.
Oh,
Lovely.
Xanthi's
And
perfect.
Xanthi's just partying it up. She's out there probably like bopping around, dancing.
It just says like
Definitely
it says it's black, and in the gold it says like in all caps, death and magic.
Oh my
Aw.
god.
We're gods. Cleric France.
I bet if Xanthi and Crusher ever had a conversation about like the name, like for Xanthi's deity, Crusher would probably be like, well, what about just calling her magic?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Just
I mean,
easy.
it's pretty solid logic.
You considered.
Yeah. Have you considered this option?
It's good
amazing.
enough for death.
Yeah.
It is good enough for that. That has enough gravitas, though.
It really
already.
does. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And technically, Death's full name is a bit over
Do you
the
think
top.
Crusher knows Death's full name?
Yeah.
They're on a like
name?
nickname basis though.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
it's like Death the Final Light is the
Oh,
official full,
I thought you were
like,
gonna
name.
say like
Death
Gregorio,
Smith.
blah 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 blah. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? He has a Christian name.
Yeah, very specifically. No, amazing. Wow. This is definitely a drug conversation that's being had at Crusher's party by some people that are talking about death. They see the bracelet, they get into it. Haze, are you doing anything at Crusher's party or just vibing?
Yeah, I think vibing. I think that like whenever Crusher like comes up to chat with us, Haze is like chatting a bit. So they met Crusher a little bit. Haze likes Crusher. Crusher's cool.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
doesn't like Crusher?
Yeah, checking in, see if he's still coming over on Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. Invite him over for Saturday for the party.
Yeah, he'd be like, almost birthday twins.
Yes,
Totally gonna be there, wouldn't miss it for the world.
for
Yeah.
sure. And you can always like invite your sisters too. You know,
Oh my
the more the
gosh.
merrier.
That would be so fun. I will definitely ask them to come. I don't know if they will.
sure.
Sometimes it's hard for me to like get them out of their rooms.
The two most introverted people with,
Yeah.
with Crusher.
But you know, I try. And they're here, so you know, maybe they'll come to your party too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's no big deal if not, but you know, let them know they're welcome.
Is Reaper invited?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Olive.
Olive bonding.
No, I was like
Reaper.
Olive and Reaper getting a fight.
I was literally just thinking that. I'm like, Reaper and Olive.
Bond.
You're training Olive to defend against pests, and bunnies eat things. So
But they're not. They were
He's
trained
not a
against
pest.
Slugs. Slug is not a bunny.
No, finish
all
that
right.
sentence.
Yeah, you all are vibing, hanging out. How late do you stay out, considering you all have your very first like specialty class training in the morning? Teddy, were you hungover at this at the one shot?
No, I was gonna say not to be emo on Maine, but I think Teddy hangs around for like an hour before he leaves early. So
Nerd.
Mm-hmm.
it's
Even
not
your
that;
bed?
it's the depression.
Nerd for being depressed.
How could you
Only nerds
be? You're depressed because you learned too much. Too much knowledge was
Whoa.
unleashed. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
his head is just too heavy to keep. Head
Yeah.
banging.
exactly. He's got the hair for it. Yeah, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, not a Haze thing, but I think after the party, respectfully waiting until after, Thor's gonna try to swipe some of the tech from the stage.
Isn't it
Lightning
yours?
Crusher on the
I'm pretty sure it's your
Yeah, I
tech.
assumed it was.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
if there's
helping us.
anything around that's not.
Just take the copper wiring out of the walls while you're at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Cute little fingers.
Y'all have awesome, was it 29 Crusher turned?
Yep.
29th birthday
Yep.
for
29.
Crusher. And when you all leave, which is at a responsible time, there are still a good number of first years that are there who will be hurting tomorrow come 9
think
a.m.
Dune was hungover.
Yeah. Love that.
Being hungover and having to deal with Gunner at the same time. I'm so sorry.
Actually, I don't think I'm making sure she's gonna be a little hungover because she really wanted to make a good impression with Shira, but she wouldn't want to just go home early for the party.
Yeah. But yeah, so as we move on to free day class, you all kind of split and headed to your own classes, led by some of the specialist LTs at the schoolhouse. So for Marigold, you were with the arcane casters, so the bards, sorcerers, and if there are any warlocks of the first years. You met with Lieutenant Arlen. He seems to be a stickler for details. He explained in very concise words, not mincing anything, that he is a human with a dragon head. He is not a dragonborn. The rest of the day was spent learning all the intricacies of the 8 schools of magic. Abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. Lieutenant Arlen had all of the first years cast cantrips as you attempted to discern what school of magic each was from, just by the kind of feeling, color, and vibe of what the spell was emanating. And you left class with your brain swimming in kind of this mirage of colors, mentally drained by the end of Friday. At some point, you're sniffing colors.
What is my magic from?
Whatever. You don't have any cantrips that aren't from one of the aforementioned schools, so it is whatever you cast.
I like to believe that Marigold was able to figure it out.
Well, it was figuring out other people's. It was like testing you on your recollection of being able to see if someone casts a spell, you could quickly be like, oh, that's an abjuration kind of spell, because everyone has kind of different spells. So yeah, you do think you got a little bit better of an understanding of how spells interact with the world. And basically you were trying to accomplish what the detect magic spell does without casting the detect magic spell. So who knows? Maybe that'll come in handy in the future. Haze and Xanthi, you spent the day with the broad and boastful dwarf, Lieutenant Reichmere. He took everyone to the Temple of Haven, which is kind of a non-denominational place to worship, and the Obelisk of the Waiting Ones, which is kind of a monument to any gods not yet reclaimed. To pray or meditate, depending on how people's religious situations unfolded. The afternoon was spent in Woe Park, with Reichmere teaching shield tactics to protect the squishier members of a party, along with kind of some medical first aid and evacuation to quickly get someone back in the fight or pulling them out of further danger. And after several hours of holding shield walls and dragging each other in full armor, you were hot, sweaty, sore, and exhausted come the end of Friday. And as for Teddy, if anyone wants to see what Teddy got up to, check out the one-shot. But yeah, Teddy, as part of the Druid and Ranger special training, Lieutenant Ashira Terranblood tasked you all with investigating reports that the forest outside of Old Haven had become overrun with strange plants and kind of some disappearances since the recent Feywild merge during the summer solstice. You were put on a squad with an enigmatic group and managed to discover this kind of huge plant that was causing the lingering influences. So that was kind of free day. And as you all, at various times of day, came back to the house, you kind of run into each other, eager to recap what you all had done, as this was your first training away from each other since the start in like 3 months. You see each other so often. You have a little withdrawal symptoms, except for Hazen.
No, we don't.
Hazen and Xanthi were fine. They had a buddy, but you know.
Hazen and Xanthi held hands the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
They're like, okay, can you two separate? We need you, one of you over here and one of you over here. Yeah. I don't know if Teddy wants to tell the group what happened, or if he's just going to be he's going to come back with just ripped leather on his hands.
His shirt's like partially dissolved. He's looking like a little banged up. Not anything terrible. But I think that like him coming back to the house after that is probably like, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say that he's peppy. But definitely like the perkiest that he's been all week. It seems like it was a nice distraction, if nothing else, from earlier in the week. And I think he'll tell you all about kind of the interesting people in his crew that he was working with, and talk about some of the like, they think that we fought an entire werewolf, and they thought that hellhounds invaded our house, and all kinds of very strange things. I've not really kept an ear to the ground with regards to the rumor mill surrounding us, but I mean, it was very entertaining, so maybe going forward I'll have to. And just kind of like, crazy, man, you know.
There's a rumor mill about us?
Apparently, yes.
You know, it kind of started, at least to my knowledge, right after the home invasion. But didn't know we got that crazy.
I mean, we started off pretty strong by being go-getters, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just does tend to make a name for you quicker than other things. So,
I guess. What else they're saying?
I think Marigold looks uncomfortable at the idea that there are things circulating about her that she just
Xanthi is unbothered. She's like, people like to talk.
I think Haze is also a little bit like uncomfortable, but not totally.
I really hope that they gossip about Gunner.
Please.
Oh yeah. Teddy will tell
Please.
them all about all of the guys. I know we kind of cruised through the rest of the week, but Morgan and I were talking briefly this week, and we were wondering if we could run a wellness check on Shinzo and drop off like
I'm
a
so
little
scared.
gift basket, or I mean, if you don't want to, Morgan, this is your guy.
No.
So I don't want to
do.
like, push you.
I'm
into
just
it.
scared because I don't want him to be dead. And right now he's Schrodinger's bard. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Lucas promises not to kill him.
I promise
will
nothing. You stop by, and Shinzo is still in kind of quarantine, so to speak. We'll say that one of the people who's been healing your hands, Teddy, who's been casting healing hands on your hands.
They're also an asthma.
Wow.
Lay on
Teddy's
hands.
touching his hands with his hands.
Probably not, honestly, after how distraught he is about his necrotic hands. But no, you hear that Shinzo seems to be doing better, but is still quarantined just because they're not sure if it is contagious or for how long. So you are able to kind of peek in and see a little bit, like from the door. You can see Shinzo's on the far end of the room in kind of a cot. And from this
Is he
distance,
still a human person and not a tree?
Give me a perception
Whoa!
check.
Oh, I need to get my character sheet up.
We're playing D&D.
help action?
Yeah, sure. You can give the help
I know.
action.
I know.
Help
Leave me alone.
action. Advantage.
Thank you. At least someone in this chat
I'll help
loves
my friend
me.
simp for people.
Yeah, there we
Easy.
go.
All right. No, I'm not starting out with that die. Let's get this one. Insight? I'm proficient.
No,
It's a
it's
14.
perception
Oh,
at advantage because
that's
Teddy's
okay.
helping you look somehow. He's pointing.
Whoa,
Look, it's
those are
Shinzo.
11.
He's there.
11.
You may have
Plus
missed it.
1 is 12. What?
12.
Ooh.
Yeah, you look and from this side, you see that Shinzo has a bunch of burns up the side of his face. Kind of most of his hair is singed or like not there on the side of his head. And he looks a little like sickly yellow, like jaundice. So if this is looking better, that is concerning to you. But he is not a tree. So this is a third worst thing.
It's fine. No. Yeah. There's somebody there. You said, like somebody that we could like drop off a little care package to.
Yeah, one of the other like healers that Teddy had been seeing for his hands is also like they're like I can take it and give it to the people who are actually taking care of.
Sweet. I think that 1 second.
Okay.
There's a bathroom.
There's a bathroom.
While that's happening, could I make a medicine check to determine the like source and cause of the burns? Is it like an ailment? Is it like a treatment? Is it like
yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Yay.
Let's go.
Dr.
Dr. Teddy.
Gotta reread my medic feat because I always forget. I think it's just for like,
Kyrogen
short
Teddy.
rests.
Let's go.
In his Kyrogen era. Okay. It's not a very good roll. It is a 14.
14. That's still pretty decent.
I rolled an 8, so it
That's-
got me scared.
That's yeah,
Yes.
honestly, a 14 from an 8 though.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking and you're not sure. You're like maybe they had to burn like the tree that was growing out of Shinzo, or maybe this is something from whatever the like infection is. Yeah, you can't really tell the source from all the way out here from the door, essentially. Like, if I could just see some doctor's notes. Anyone got a clipboard anywhere?
I don't have the patient history.
Yeah. I'm gonna violate some HIPAA right now.
Honestly, I think we determined
So
that
they
HIPAA doesn't
don't have
exist, right?
cops, but they have HIPAA.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Important
exactly.
things.
The important things. No, you leave out, they don't have cops. They have privately armed guards, which is almost worse. It's just pay for
Yeah.
them.
They only have protection for the ones that can afford it.
Exactly. Just like today.
Whoa. Anyway, inside of the care package, can I leave a little like, oh, by the way, if you're feeling better and up to it and can leave, you're welcome to come over to XXXX address on Saturday for my birthday, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
was
were
invited.
able to give a little care package during the week. Yeah. Cool. Anything else, either during the week or Friday before we actually jump into like restart, like actual start of play? Time is starting now. Back up.
Not that I can
Yes.
think of something for.
I think Marigold to everyone appears more spacey than usual and a little more tired. Well, she's not sleeping well.
No. Why? Can I insight her?
It was
You
in
could-
the recap.
You could just ask.
Don't you
You all don't
listen?
have to. You all don't
do
have to
listen.
roll for every single thing. You could just talk to each other in character about stuff. If someone literally points it out, if Haze would want to
I
talk
know.
to
I just want
Marigold,
the answers.
well then talk to Marigold. She's literally pointing it out that it is something happening.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Marigold. You seem a little off. Are you okay?
Oh, I just have a lot on my mind right now.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything that we
Yeah.
can do? Okay, yeah.
Well, with the group.
Yeah, of course.
I just don't know when is a good time. Maybe we should just do it after your birthday.
You sure? I mean,
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's wait. Days of the week. I don't know what day this conversation's happening on, but
Before the birthday, apparently, because you
Before
made
the
that much
birthday.
canon. I mean, you could do
Yeah.
Friday evening as well. Free day
yeah,
evening
if it's Friday,
after.
Yeah, if it's Friday evening,
Yeah.
Marigold will say. Yeah, and I feel pretty burnt out from the training. We had to identify the type. The school. Xanthi would love this. Identify the school of magic. Just watching someone cast a spell. And I think I got pretty good at it. It definitely took a lot of. I'm tasting colors.
okay.
Let's just have fun on your birthday and we can talk about it after. And maybe I'll stop tasting yellow. I don't really like the way that tastes. I think Marigold picks up a blueberry, a handful of blueberries, and shoves them in her mouth.
I mean, if you do want to talk before then, or even during, just pull us aside, and if things get worse, if you start tasting more than colors, let us know.
I think I'll go tell Xanthi that right now.
Yeah, I think
she wants-
Xanthi.
No,
Yeah.
I think she would just be interested. I think.
Yeah, no,
And
I
Marigold
agree.
slightly raises her voice and is like, Xanthi, I think you would want to know that I'm tasting colors.
Xanthi, you're reading a book in your room right now, trying to unwind from heavy manual labor all day, working out, and you hear that Marigold's tasting colors, whatever that means.
I feel like it has to take a minute to process, and she will get up and go seek out Marigold and be like, so tasting colors? What do they taste like? How long has this been going on?
Well, since I think you would have really liked my class this morning. We were identifying the schools of magic, not the 9th one, because I guess the volunteers don't know about that. Yeah, but identifying the type of the school of magic based off of just watching people cast it. Can you tell what school of magic this is? And I think she'll do mage hand. She'll do her mage hand. I was like, I'm not gonna do a damage spell.
Yeah. Xanthi, give me a Arcana check.
Okay.
Do I know what school of magic that is without looking it up? I'm pretty sure I do.
Hold on.
Because I'm a fucking nerd.
I know it's good because I
I
got
have a
15
guess.
minutes. That's a 21.
A 21. Yes, Xanthi, you are aware that Mage Hand is a conjuration. School of spell.
You will absolutely buy into the game immediately and just be like, ooh, conjuration.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Do another.
Oh, okay. She'll do minor. Oh, minor illusion is so obvious.
Yeah.
She'll do a sorceress burst. That's her like newest one.
You blast a hole into the wall.
No, there's ways for me to do it less damagey. Maybe she'll like do necrotic damage to
Oh,
the
good.
flowers
Yeah.
on the vase on the table.
Me, the person, does not know actually what that is, so I'll roll. That's also.
She literally just said what kind of damage, right? So
Oh,
it's,
that
oh
was
wait, no, I'm
damage,
so
not the
silly.
magic.
I'm sorry.
Who's the cleric of Arcana here? Okay. That would be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So yeah, this one
We could look it up.
is a little bit difficult because of that necrotic damage, but it is dealing damage, and you recall your brother really loves his evocation spells.
That's a tricky one, but it's evocation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing that I can do because I can like make it do different things. I think she will like follow that up with oh my god. She does the same spell but like shows you that she can do different types of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
so
like
cool.
it's the we revealed this spell at one point. It's like variations of like darkness that she just kind of like pulls out, but they look a little different based off of the type of damage it does.
So cool.
I haven't had time to like think about how I want to play for all.
But you were tasting colors, right?
Yes. It just started happening after a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's odd. She just like is like staring intently at Marigold as if she can determine like what's going on just by like visual cues. But I mean, I don't know. Could it be like no, because there's no Feywild merge. Weird stuff like that, you know, can happen with wild magic.
I think it's just from all the identifying and all the magic. And there is a wild magic sorcerer in our class.
Baz, what did you do?
Baz.
Stuff like that sometimes happens with wild magic.
Yeah.
But you feel okay?
Oh yeah, I just thought you'd want to know because you're curious about it. I don't know.
No, it's very interesting. We should see how long it lasts.
Okay, I can tell you. I think Marigold, she like eats another handful of blueberries and then like goes over to the flowers that she necrotically damaged and like adjusts them slightly and like smiles and walks away.
Nice.
There's some dead, wilted, awful-looking flowers in the middle of the table, but Marigold thinks they look great.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I think that not to like keep things dragging. I think Hayes wants to also call a family meeting on Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Family meeting.
Oh. Okay.
Everyone, after you get done with your classes, showered up, probably a little bit after, or like right after Xanthi and Marigold have this conversation about colors. Hayes, you call a family meeting.
Yeah.
Down in the living room, I guess, probably.
Yeah, living room, at the dining table.
Oh,
in the
this
maybe not the
infamously
garden.
went well the last time we had a family dinner.
Is
This
Xarreus
one-
at the
this
family
one will.
dinner, or is it just us? Is it the
I
whole
think Xarreus
family,
is
or
not at the family dinner right
Okay.
now. Or the family meeting, because Xarreus is gonna get pulled into it later. But just wanted to talk to you guys. That being my birthday tomorrow, I've been thinking a lot with some things going on. I mean, I'm not always in disguise 24/7 every day of the year. But my birthday is the one day that I don't use one. And I wanted to keep that going here too, but I know I've also got a party going on. I don't know. I didn't just schedule it for a different day, but that tomorrow's like the only free day. But I want to kind of go as myself during the first half of the day, well, after we get home from exams, and then before the party look like this again. But I was thinking about that, and I think that I want to tell people, but I want to start with our friends. And so I guess if you have any ideas on who I can trust first. I think Xarreus definitely has a right to know, and I'm gonna tell him, but
I don't think Xarreus would tell him.
yeah, no. I have a feeling he probably already knows, but he hasn't ever suggested that. He's just done research on us, so.
If it's going to make you more comfortable and more happy, then I'm very happy for you, Gaze.
Yeah, I think
Thanks.
you with what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, no, I think I'm ready for it, I guess. Just a matter of knowing who to tell first.
Well, it's very brave. Well, as far as who you want to tell, well, who do you feel close to?
I mean, I feel like. Sorry, I know I keep saying this, Xanthi, but I feel like our friends are each of your friends first. So.
But not Jaden.
I guess, yeah.
Jaden
I guess that's true. He was our
person that we all kind of met here in Old Haven.
Yeah. You just seem a lot closer to him. So.
But even then, I mean, Jaden's still a good friend to all of us.
Yeah, he's good. I was for sure thinking about him, but I don't know. He made a comment one time, so I don't know. But I think he'd be okay with it. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I hope this isn't like underhanded anything, but maybe Teddy could ask Jaden how he feels about shapeshifters and kind of scope it out first. If that would make you feel more comfortable, and only if you're okay with doing that, Teddy.
If it would bring you more comfort and a better sense of being at ease, I'm more than happy to.
If you think it's a good idea, then sure. think I want him to know eventually. I think that he would be one of the first people. But there's a lot of uncertainty when you don't know things.
I wish I could say I understand, but I know that I never will be able to quite understand what it's like. But I hope that you know that each of us, we have your back through and through.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I definitely lucked out. And I'm sure it doesn't stop there, you know?
What about Lealia? You like Lieutenant Lealia?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about her too. She seemed really afraid whenever she was there in the lab, in the observatory.
Well, I thought that was just more concern about us not being who we are, and if being a changeling is who you are, I don't think that would be a problem.
Didn't think about it like that. That's a good point. Yeah, okay. So I was kind of wanting to start telling people tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I would do whatever you're comfortable with. Don't have to rush into things
Yeah, no.
if you're not ready.
No, I think I am. But I do want to start small.
Of course.
I think it's great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You know, it's not easy to let people know who you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely goes against a lot of what I've been taught. So.
This is just a fantasy version of coming out as gay.
Whoa!
Literally every single sentence is just nonstop. Like, I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna support you. Be who you are.
Whenever I did text Lucas about it, I was like, I think Haze wants to come out as a changeling.
That's what I put in my notes just now. Haze wants to be out as a changeling.
Fly that changeling flag.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just white.
I think it'd be like an iridescent or like holographic.
There you go. That's cool.
Based on the light.
I love it. Good.
Love it.
Put me in charge.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
But yeah, Haze, you kind of have this family meeting. It seems like you have maybe a few options for who you're going to tell, and a way forward.
Yeah.
Anything else before we jump into Saturday?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Saturday, the 27th of month 6 begins as a gray and overcast morning as cloud layers have trapped the heat within Old Haven, making it stifling and humid. But in some ways, that's actually a bit nostalgic to you, Haze, as it reminds you of the overcast and shadow-dappled forests around Lumen. Even with the weather and the fact that you all have a test this morning, spirits are high, as it's Haze's 25th birthday. With that, we'll jump to you at the schoolhouse, ready for test 6. So if y'all want to open up roll 20.
I would love to.
We have
Signed
our exam.
me out.
How dare.
Rude.
Wow,
Thank you.
good excuse for not taking the test.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Lieutenant. I
I
can't take
can't.
the test. I got logged out.
I'm logged out of my tablet, Lieutenant. I lost my
No, not
my
rule.
quill.
Whoa. Well, I and Haze are both only certain about one.
Oh no.
I have 2 out of the 3, but the other one is a pure guess. So
Sorry.
You hear the groans of people all through the classroom as the exam seems a bit harder today than past ones.
It is hard today.
It is hard. It's less stuff that we've done in game and more just like how well do you know this game, which is so.
Actually, I know one of these because in a different game.
Whoa.
Two of these actually directly relate to things that have been happening though in the game.
Well, guess who's a big
Mhm.
fan? It's me. It's one of those things where I'm like staring at like, you know, the last question that I need to answer. And it's like, if I sit and look at it, will it give me the answer? No. Will I still sit and look at it for another minute?
Sorry. I got my test for that. I didn't even
my God.
study.
did I not send? I'm sorry. It's been sitting there the whole time. I was like, okay. Oh. I knew that first one wasn't right.
Yes, so as you all turn in your exams, according to the volunteer's planar guide, how big is a huge creature? It is 15 by 15, which is what you all fought on the one shot, was a huge creature. What finesse melee weapon deals most damage? Rapiers. They deal 1d8. It is the best deal you can get. Short swords and scimitars are both 1d6. And then
that's why Eris uses a rapier.
There are technically only 4 melee finesse weapons, the 4th one being a whip, which deals 1d4. Fun knowledge there. And
But
what arcane
Can I give you
school...
a savvy point?
No, because I was looking it up because I made the exam. What arcane school of magic is attributed to protection and warding? I'm saying it's considered the oldest of practices because it kind of makes sense. It is abjuration. So, with that, the only person to get 100 is Marigold. Everyone else got 1 wrong. So, 2 savvy points there, Marigold. You're racking them up this session. Well, not 2. You got 1.
I'm like,
you got 1 from the recap and 1 from
Yeah.
the exam.
We need
But-
to figure out how many I have total now.
But yeah, that one was a little tricksy, but all good things to know. So with that, you all finish the test. You've heard the groans and mumbles and head scratching as people were finishing their exam and turning them in. Lialia read the results. Still not too terrible. I think the rest of you all at least got 2 out of 3. I don't think we've had one where anyone's failed like completely so far, or even got more than 1 wrong. So y'all are still doing pretty good. And as you're heading out of the schoolhouse, getting ready to go back to the villa and get ready for the party, Teddy and Haze, you kind of stop by your mailboxes and see that you have letters.
Yes!
It's just like Blue's Clues.
And I will send you
I'm
the
so
little
excited.
letters here.
Also, Morgan, you
Oh.
did update my savvy points for me, so.
Cool.
All right,
How
Teddy
you know if he-
How
letter.
many I have because it says Morgan.
And then let me know if you need the font should be readable, but there's a possibility it's not. So let me know. But yeah, the two of you get stopped and read your letters, and if you all want to again share out loud, you are more than welcome to, or not.
I'll read it out loud, and then because I know that you work so hard on these, and I want everyone to read and appreciate it, and then I'll tell you if he keeps anything a secret from it after the fact.
Perfect.
So don't separate that meta knowledge. I
And
read
you
the first
will
sentence.
You will know
so-
this is your mother's handwriting, by the way.
This is my mommy. Yay! Hooray. It says, "My dearest Teddy, it is good to hear from you. We are happy you are healthy and busy. Your father wants to let you know he remembers his early days at the schoolhouse quite fondly, even with how exhausted he was all the time. The city is indeed abuzz in preparation for the Tratus Guild elections in a little under 6 months. I do not want this news to distract you from your current priorities, but we wanted to write and make sure you were made aware of my ambitions." I did not read this far. "The Lockhart family has been a staple in these parts for many generations, and it is with immense pride I inform you that I will be running for leader of Tratus." Whoa! With such a big political move, Atticus and Val have split off and have begun their own company with our sponsorship. They hope to receive guild status before the election, a definite boon politically, but who's to say? We miss you, and when the campaign officially begins, we'll make time to travel to Old Haven for a personal and political visit. For good work and do our family proud. To a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. Yeah.
That is so cute.
Oh my gosh, making moves.
That's so good.
I think Teddy will probably share all of that, and I think he'll be very excited that they might be coming to visit sometime.
Yeah.
Marigold would hope that they could arrange for his mom to meet with her uncle, who does trade stuff.
There's a high possibility she's already meeting with him if she's here for political gains.
I'm sure, but just to make sure, because I want them to meet. That would be very tender.
Yeah.
Yay.
Be like, do you know I caught your son on my steps?
Oh my god.
Did you know he was sitting on my
Yeah. Caught your son sitting on my stoop. But yeah, the Lockhart family's making moves in Tratus.
Wow, yay. Very exciting.
Yeah, I think that his reads most of it out loud. So I'm gonna see if I don't accidentally read some things. It says stated 6/11/650. It says, "Hi Hayes, I'm sorry you're struggling with prejudice and closed-minded people, even if it's not directed at you. It does make me happy, though, that your new squad is so supportive. If you choose to be more open, I'm sure that you would make a great name for those similar to you. About your questions. 1. I recently got an intern scholar position with Lumen Campus. I start after Phase Eve, and I'm very, very excited." Sorry, there's yelling.
The schoolhouse is abuzz today.
2. Fate's Eye is a super interesting star that appears randomly in the sky, so far as we can tell, for an undetermined amount of time before disappearing. Recent notes have it reappearing on/around 3/18/650. It hasn't been seen in almost 10 years. I hope this reaches you quickly and that you have a safe and quiet Phase Eve and a fun birthday. You'll have to tell me all about what goes on in the big city and any cool stories you have from the volunteers. Miss you and can't wait to hear from you again, Aura.
Aw.
I asked my nerd sister about stars. That's cool. New information.
Sorry, I just had a thought. Carry on.
I'm
Share
having
the
the
class.
same thought. I'm
We're
having
thinking
the
the same
same
thought.
thought.
Wait! Wait a minute!
Where's the pinned thing? Can't find it anywhere.
It's pinned! How can you not find it?
I don't know.
It's pinned at theories? Is that where you're looking?
10 years!
I thought it was in quick lookup. Let me look in theories. Ha ha ha. It is in theories. Fate's eye seen in the sky again. That was hour 0. And then, okay, what day did that show up? Do we remember? What did she say just then?
3/18/650.
3/18.
So it was this
650.
3/18.
3/18, same day that is on the table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then hour 0 is what that was called. The final 72 hours. 3 days after. 3 days after 3/18 would have been
The spring.
3/21.
Which was almost Marigold's birthday. Fun
the
fact.
spring equinox. And
I
something
switched the
happened.
numbers around so she'd have a winter birthday for the winter feast.
Cute. It is Haru's birthday.
Oh dang.
Interesting.
Do we know when did Okay, so the fall of Aeneas will occur. Will it be 72 hours after? I don't know. Maybe I didn't have any thoughts.
I will say, you all are so close, but you're forgetting or messing up your units of measurement.
What do you mean?
Oh, because 72 hours isn't a perfect 3. Oh, yeah, it is. Hang on.
I can't.
Thinking in ounces?
Yes, liters actually.
Whoa.
There's something there, but I can't tell you because it would give it away. But that is more. That is
we'll have
what
to
I will
dissect
say.
this.
You'll have to dissect it. But yeah, you
when we take
do
a break,
get. Yeah.
It's happening.
I also, before we get into like birthday things, can we take a break?
Yeah, I think
For
we'll
about
say you all kind of share the letters. You're kind of like reading them as you're walking back to the villa. You have the exciting news about the Lockhart family and their political agendas unfolding. And yeah, as you all are like about to get back to the villa, Haze shares this confirmation about Fate's Eye, this star that appears randomly in the sky for an undetermined or irregular intervals.
Mm-hmm.
It was last seen, first seen 3/18, hasn't been seen in almost 10 years. And so with that, we will take a quick break and then come back and jump into birthday stuff or whatever rabbit hole of red string you all get into before the birthday stuff. So sweet. And get ready for Haze's birthday. Kind of gonna toss this over to you, Morgan, for whatever the setup is or when the party is, whatever's going on.
Yeah, I think that the like public party is gonna be like later. But as soon as we get home, equivalent of like pants off kind of situation. This guy's off, comfy PJs. And hopefully you guys are cool with it. But no, you are. I'm saying as a fact. You have no choice. And then later on, I'm gonna have people start coming over. Definitely invited Jaden to come over, and Haze and Russell kind of interacted at
you stood next to each other, which is maybe
we stood next to each other with
Russell.
very similar vibes. So
You guys probably do the like look at each other like when that like I don't know when stuff happens in class. I feel.
Yeah. So I feel like it's like obviously Jaden's invited because he's our friend, he's my friend, and like Russell could come too, but then that's like half of their party, so have to invite the other two. Well, not have to in that sense, but like they're also invited. So Baz and Katsuli are invited, as well as Russell and Jaden, and Crusher obviously has already been invited. Has invited Thor and Verity because of Crusher. Xarreus is invited. Shinzo got invited. Probably not gonna show up, but
Shinzo is quarantined. He cannot make it.
I said if he got better. Do we have any other friends?
That's so many friends.
Yeah.
Compared to a
See, I don't think that
regular D&D party, you all have so many friends.
That's fair. That's so fair. Yeah, I mean, Yanros does exist. And
He does.
but I don't think that Hazel would invite them on her own. I think they would have to be up to like probably Xanthe being like, "What about Yanros? You want to invite Yanros?"
He's not gonna dictate your guest list.
I want him to be there, but no, Hazel's gonna invite him. He's not uninvited.
Probably would have mentioned it though to him.
Yeah, that's fine then.
Yeah.
And it's gonna like later on, it's gonna be like chill, kind of like board game night vibes. We're just hanging out, and right now, leading up to that, yeah, we're just having fun family night day. There's maybe food.
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely food.
Mhm.
Teddy will make food.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Marigold was planning on fooding also. I know that she's a foodie.
Oh yeah, Marigold made Haze's favorite favorite cake for their birthday, and if it's not a cake, then she made a pie, cupcakes, muffins, I don't know, whatever Haze's favorite thing is. She made it. As well as like, I don't know, Haze's favorite foods. It's like the Xanthe breakfast treatment, but for the party.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because honestly, it would have been a little hard to craft Xanthe's favorite like non-breakfast meal and still keep it. It's the most surprising of surprising.
Yeah.
Yay.
Really lots of like earthy, nutty foods. That's the vibe.
Mushroom pie.
Does Haze want her birthday present before or after the party or during the party?
I think it's up to the present givers. I want to know what they are.
We'll do it before the party.
We can have a nice little intimate vibe. This is a party as well. There are 2 parties.
There you go. The private parties first.
Yeah, the private party, the inner circle. Teddy is going to have like a small round thing and then something in like a long thin box. Which one are you gonna open first?
2 presents?
2 presents.
Oh my god. Okay. Big one.
The big.
I rolled a 4 on the D4.
The like.
The long
one. Okay, this is the cooler one. So inside is, I'm gonna send it in the chat and then describe it. Have you ever seen those blown glass swirly like ink writing pens? It's like that. I don't know why the pictures are taking forever to load for me, so I hope you can.
No, I see it.
Great. And the there's also a small bottle of ink, which the pen actually doesn't even need the ink, but it's there for your regular letter writing as well. But it has the effect of this intricate, beautiful pen, glass pen, has the effect of the emerald pen, which is a magic item, and it doesn't need ink. And when you're holding the pen, you can cast illusory script at will, requiring no material components. So if you need to write a secret message, you can do that with the pen.
That's so
ink that I
thoughtful.
said is like a color shifty, like kind of purplish, reddish to silver kind of thing that is just very hazy in my mind. And then the other thing is just like polish for your hammer. So
A classic.
Oh,
happy
that's so
birthday!
thoughtful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course, I know you enjoy writing letters, so
Yeah. Definitely come in handy.
Marigold, should we give our gift now?
Yeah. Who wrapped it? We both wrapped it. It was a team effort.
It was.
That's cute.
It was a joint effort. Absolutely. As such, there's probably multiple bows on there.
Yeah, you know, I had to let Xanthi have her creative though.
We just
And there are
couldn't
lots
decide.
of like flower in each of the bows. Since they're there, Marigold's like tucked little flowers that remind her of Haze in like each of the bows.
It's a big, heavy package that probably both Marigold and Xanthi have to pull.
Mostly Xanthi.
Yeah.
Marigold's octopus is there to help too. There's a little like the little like squinty eyes for like effort and like a little like sweat drop dripping down.
It's just like a blob inkling thing from Splatoon.
Yeah.
So yes, they proudly present a big box for you.
Yeah. Open that box.
So we got you another weapon. We got you a moon-touched war pick. So it is a magical item, so it'll count as magical for purposes of damage. And it also will cast light. Like, it casts a light around it so that you can still see.
You can see what you're hitting.
For those that don't have the benefit of dark vision.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You know, overcome your challenges with magic items.
This is really cool.
Yeah, it glows.
It does. It does glow. Oh, I really appreciate all of this.
Oh, you're welcome. Xanthi made you a card too. She will.
I thought this was
Yeah,
Xanthi.
Xanthi said Xanthi made you a card.
No, that was Sarah saying that.
Oh.
She made you a little card. Here you go. I didn't have time to get creative, but there you go. That's your little a little handwritten little birthday card with a little doodle of like a little flower on it.
Very cute.
Aw. True belonging doesn't require that you change who you are. It only requires you to be who you are. Who you are is great. Don't down it. Exo Xanthi. That's so cute.
Yay, birthday!
I'm gonna give you a hugs. Good birthday. With friends.
Yeah, I think the birthday turnout is pretty good. You see that Crusher comes by. Do Thora and Verity come by?
I think that Thora had to be convinced. And I think that also
Crusher
rides
will
a lot
convince
on if Verity
him.
goes.
It
That's
was
true.
They were invited, and so he feels like it is just due diligence to make sure they come.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be
He won't
crushed.
force them at the end of the day, but he will use his big cleric puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a class feature, but okay.
It's a Crusher feature.
You know what? Let me roll to see if
Okay.
Verity is.
Let's see.
I will roll persuasion for what dice did I use for Crusher? Crusher, where are your dice?
Yeah.
Ah! I wasn't expecting to roll for you today. Okay, this is a
He
passable
was
Crusher
gonna
dice.
be there.
It's not the one. Wait, no, actually, wait. The one that I want to use for him is also here. It's a mid roll.
I can't find their dice, so I'm just gonna use the sneak
Crusher, are
one.
you charismatic?
As a cleric, probably not.
Panicking. Crusher, come on, buddy. You have one job.
What did Verity get? Or what did you roll for Verity?
I rolled a 7.
It's real low.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 10 on the dice. I'm trying to find my modifier, but I did get a 10 on the dice.
I don't know if this is a contested roll. I think this was just gonna lower the DC that like Crusher needed. You know, if they were equal, then they would probably go. I
Okay.
don't think Verity wants to go.
It's an 11. It's an
Yeah.
11. Persuasion.
What about Thora?
Thora also rolled an 11.
Okay, Thora could be convinced to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see the inverse.
Yeah.
I
But
did
Verity,
text Tate. I can't believe Thora. I hate everyone. Don't talk to me, Fairclaws. Also, Thora, crushy big guy, Thora. Fairclaw. That's true.
So yeah, I think Thora goes, but Verity is having. Verity won't come out of her room. I don't know what she's doing. She's having a Saturday night. She failed the exam. She's pissed. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She's like, I should have known the question about the rapier. All right.
She already has plans.
Mm-hmm.
She has like mysterious plans elsewhere that
they can't be changed. Yeah.
Crusher's been over, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, because every time you all tried to invite him over, it was like a Tuesday.
No, Crusher was there for Xanthi's birthday. That was the first time he came.
Oh,
over.
fair. Yeah.
Right.
So at least once.
So he's seen our Ring doorbell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will that remain intact before the end of the night? To be determined.
Thora loves stealing security systems, apparently.
Apparently, that's canon.
Good for her.
We need ours. I mean, I guess it doesn't work. So.
No, it doesn't do anything.
It stops people
We
who are
have
coming
our
through the
security
front door, through the front pathway, law-abiding citizens. But yeah, you see that Xarreus comes by. He makes an appearance, stays longer than Crusher's. It does help that this is technically still like his space, his environment. He's not in an abandoned warehouse on a Desday night, you know, a little outside his vibe there.
That's so fair.
Yeah. You see Jaden's there. As always, Jaden has brought beer from the Tipsy Goat Tavern. Nice. He might have a running tab at this point. Who knows? Because with how much he brings that places. And you see that Russell comes along and Boz. Katsuli maybe also has plans. And now I'm just thinking Katsuli and Verity are like seeing each other, but I don't know. That just crazy. Well, then no. Damn it, Verity. Why are you 17?
Unless Katsuli is also underage.
No, Katsuli's like 20. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a mentorship.
Oh, yeah. They're going to go smoke cigarettes and bitch about people.
A delinquency.
Yeah.
Mentorship.
Yeah, exactly. Yenros is also busy. It has to go be a delinquent.
Oh.
That would be such a
mentorship. She's a seasoned criminal.
Yeah.
She's mentoring
So
Katsuli.
true.
What were you thinking?
Mm-hmm. There we
exactly.
go. Yeah, Katsuli wants to be that cool. Wants to be
That's why they have to
when
do
she
it in
grows up.
private.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good vibe, a good group of people.
Crusher brings Reaper and homemade cookies
Yes.
from his mom.
Beautiful.
Oh. How do Reaper and Olive get along?
Great! They get along great!
Let's see.
No rolling. No rolling.
No, don't roll for it.
I rolled a 3. What does that mean for Olive?
It means they give each other
maybe
three little
Olive.
kisses.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They talk about adding a third friend to their friend group.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lotus. Lotus is the third friend.
Rule of 3.
But yeah. Anything else y'all are getting up to as the party continues on? Jaden gets a little tipsy. He's drinking. It's a Saturday and he's having a time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Crusher gets drunk.
Crusher gets drunk. Crusher's been drinking since his birthday on Desday. Just the party continues. Haze and Verity, you're like, no wonder he was struggling during 3 days, carry and drag.
Right
Whoever had to drag Crusher fucking hated their life. 7 foot tall man. You actually all took turns, so you all did have a chance to drag Crusher.
They trying and like nothing happening, you know? She's like really just like, oh,
Yeah.
Crusher would have insisted that you come to his weightlifting workout after.
Yeah, he does a
But,
full day
like-
and then he's ready to go work out after this full day of training.
Yeah. It's like
Is
a warm-up,
Hayes drinking
you know?
at the party, or is she sticking to their juice?
I think juice.
There's changeling juice.
Whoa.
It's like this is mommy's juice. It's just
I also
wine.
like how Hayes is like, no, I'm gonna pass on the beer, but give me a glass of wine.
Yeah. I think Xarreus
Which
is
higher
having
in percentage.
Xarreus is having a glass of
Hmm.
white because it's hot out and he's a classy lad.
Marigold's like, oh, he's so sadistic.
Yeah, Marigold's swooning in the corner. You
She
look
also
over.
has probably more than one glass of the white wine. Because
Mm.
that's what they're...
Of course.
Well, copycat.
Isn't copying someone a sign of affection?
I thought you were gonna call out.
Like,
I thought you were gonna call out
like-
Hayes for being a
Hayes?
changeling.
Oh no,
Whoa.
Sorry.
Birthday.
Hate crime.
I didn't.
Birthday hate crimes.
Yeah. Because Tate and Marigold don't think that way. But yeah, it's a good vibe.
Yeah.
We play games and we chill and we chat and we have drinks.
Yeah, you play some chess. What is it called? Dragons? Dragon chess.
Chess can't
Then-
be the board game that I played during my birthday.
there
be a cool person.
there is some chess happening, and the three nerdy nobles are over there playing
Whoa.
chess. Jaden, Teddy, and Xarreus take turns.
Oh my gosh.
I imagine
Wait.
that it's like Jaden and Xarreus, and I don't know Xarreus, but I imagine that Jaden, being a little tipsy, is not playing strategically, and
No.
Teddy's like trying really hard to be chill about it.
It's stressing Teddy out to no end
Oh
that
my
Jaden's
God.
just vibing.
Oh, that counter. Oh, okay. Like,
I think Crusher inserts himself into the game, as in he tries to help everybody. He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, he's just like, that one looks cool, move that one.
like you can stack the dragon on top of the griffin there.
I
Yeah.
can see him and Xanthi like you know the little chess piece that's the horse.
Mhm.
Them playing with the little horse.
Yeah.
All the pieces that are knocked out of the game, Crusher's like,
They're building forts and stuff for them, and
Yeah, there's some darts as well, we'll say, set up. That's a
Yeah.
cooler game.
Marigold will try
Um,
darts.
Yeah, try some darts. At some point, Crusher probably challenges someone to an arm wrestle. That someone probably being Jaden, because no one else is going to. So let's see. Jaden's gonna roll at disadvantage because he's been drinking.
no, that should affect his strength.
Well, Crusher's also been drinking.
All right, so they
He
both,
also-
they both are. This is towards the end of the night. They're both pretty tipsy, and by tipsy, drunk.
Yeah.
Wow, that was actually a
Oh
pretty
no,
decent roll.
I got a nat 1.
Holy shit! I got a 16 and a 13 with a plus 6
I
from
rolled an
from
8 and a
Jaden.
1.
I got a 19 and
Dang.
Wow.
yeah, Jaden locks in. He's real drunk and then locks in. Fucking crushes Crusher. It's real hot, Teddy.
Whoa.
Crusher
Can I-
insists that they work out together.
I thought
as
they
soon
already
as possible.
did.
Well, they have, yes, but this is, he's super drunk and
He's like, we
Jaden's
gotta
second, so
equal
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah.
Can I be sober and challenge Jaden to
Sure.
a arm wrestle?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
you see Jaden crush Crusher, you challenge Jaden.
Yeah.
He's drunk. Let's see.
What is this? Strength?
Meh, that's so sad.
Or is
Yeah,
this athletics?
this would be in athletics.
Okay, then it's a 15.
So I rolled a nat 20 and a 2. So at disadvantage, that sucks. Yeah, so that's only an 8 for Jaden. So, he was real good at beating Crusher, but Haze, you realize this is not a fair competition. When you can see him
I
kind
do
of
and I
wobbling.
feel bad.
Yeah, you win and feel guilty about it, and Jaden insists that he was trying his hardest and that you totally won that fair and square. He's like, No,
Oh, that doesn't
absolutely.
make me feel any better.
He's like, hey, no, we'll go again another time.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I think if there's like a flower crown, birthday crown thing, Teddy will cast light on it and give it to Haze. It's like the champion hat of like the arm wrestle.
I think recently Marigold's got really into this whole like dead flower aesthetic from her
Just
sonic
recently?
damage. Not just recently, but like, you know, in the past it was like, you know, kind of a mix. You know, you'd have this like wilting, dead, sad flower in the bouquet of like somewhat fresher flowers, and then like with the fresh ones, like it would kind of all be mixed together. But no, surrounding the house is just bouquets of like really dead flowers, varying levels of like dryness. I think she's like kind of leaned into that aesthetic just because she thought it looked cool after she did the necrotic damage.
There you go. Fun. But yeah, anything else happening on the birthday? When do you kick people out of your your house?
We don't have class tomorrow. They
No
can
one
leave when
does.
they want.
The classes are now.
Crusher has class.
So class now,
Wait.
because Friday or free day, everyone has training. It's just Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. Everyone on free
Oh,
day.
sick.
So you actually, the summer opens
I
up your
could have had my
weekends.
birthday party tomorrow instead.
You always want your birthday to go into the day off. So that way you could like rest after having a party.
Hey, this is a birthday party amateur. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually fine. This is
Maybe
a
it
good way
got
to
brought
go.
up, and then someone's like, "No,
do the party on a Saturday."
Xanthi's like, "No."
Saturdays for parties.
Yeah. I think at some point, whenever it starts kind of winding down, I think Hayes is gonna want to pull. It's gonna be hard because like he and Russell and Basil kind of came together, and they're probably gonna leave together unless either or both of the other two leave first.
I think probably they do. I think they were more coming along to be like, oh, you know, we'll go to this party, and then it is a Saturday. Yeah, they made an appearance. Russell has to go be stoic or something. And who knows what Boz is getting up to. Boz is from Old Haven, so Boz could be hanging out with friends, family. So yeah.
Too bad Russell wasn't there for the arm wrestling. He could have won. He could have gotten advantage.
I don't know if Russell would have. I believe he would have been like, I have nothing to prove. And that was it. That's all he would say. And then he would just leave it there.
I want to know more about that guy. I like that guy.
Crusher would really want to arm wrestle him.
And
after.
it doesn't matter. And
no, it doesn't
I
matter.
know. He would double down.
You know what? Crusher will also say he needs to work out with Russell. Maybe Russell.
Yeah.
Will accept.
Maybe.
Maybe they'll have a thing.
Who knows? But yeah, Boz and Russell head out, and you're able to. Jaden's hanging around, having a good time.
He's got multiple reasons to be here.
Yep. one a little more than the other, but you know. He is around Teddy a lot, unshockingly. Pretty hanging out near Teddy. And their 30 games of dragon chess is really what's keeping Jaden here.
Honestly, yeah.
He's just absolutely loving the games of dragon chess.
God, what a nerd.
He's not. He's just playing because Teddy's like wanting to play. Because isn't Teddy proficient in dragon chess? And Teddy plays a lot with his dad.
Another game. He's not gonna be that guy.
We'll see. No, but yeah, he's definitely been hanging around Teddy.
Oh wait, speaking of, would Teddy have had a chance to like kind of like scope out his feelings?
Okay, I was gonna double check before I did anything with that. Do you want me to?
It's okay with me.
Okay. Yeah, maybe at some point they're both like in the kitchen, like refilling drinks or something. And I think he's gonna kind of take the approach of like, I mean, I know that we have them, but has there ever been a changeling in the in the volunteers before? You're from Old Haven. You probably know better than I do.
Oh,
Or shapeshifters of any kind, I suppose.
yeah, actually, I'm not super sure. There might have been a shifter a couple classes back. She wasn't from Old Haven. I think she was from Comfort, maybe. But yeah, I don't think she's in the volunteers anymore. So, I mean, maybe not super sure, or it's not really as common as like Genasi or whatnot.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah. I feel like Teddy would have a better and smoother way of like just figuring it out, but I'm not able to think of what that is. Could I make a roll to like broad strokes see how the conversation goes, kind of?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Okay, I think Teddy is insightful. He's a druid.
He should be, but whether you put anything in insight is a different story.
I didn't put anything in insight. I still have a +4 to it, though.
Okay, there you go.
So, don't let me down. Okay, a 14.
A 14. Yeah, you see that Jaden is, I'd say this is like probably a little earlier in the night. So he's tipsy. He's not nearly as drunk as when he beats Crusher at a arm wrestle. And as the conversation kind of flows from the shifter being within, like, in the volunteers, Jaden brings up that his kind of father dealt with a changeling or a doppelganger impersonating him before in the past, and that's kind of really the last time he's not interacted with, but kind of it was a bigger thing within Old Haven right towards the beginning of Lord Morvan's rule in Old Haven. And from the conversation, you can tell that Jaden's kind of just saying it as a matter of fact. There doesn't seem to be like any negative feelings or positive one way or the other, but just kind of in the way that you do when you start talking, and things kind of, link to each other.
And then I think that like with that under his belt, I think he'll also say, because there were like questions about the doppelgangers on the quizzes and on the tests, I believe. And I'm just gonna say, I know that often they get a bad reputation, but I would hope that the volunteers are making efforts to know that regardless of someone's heritage, they would be welcome here. Everything that I've seen so far has indicated so, but who can say? And kind of try and gauge his reaction with that as well. Just kind of like just kind of,
yeah.
Just really try it. He does not want to put Haze in a bad position. And if Jaden is a bigot, I don't want to date him.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you hear or you see Jaden kind of goes, yeah, no, I think I could see why people wouldn't want to be super open about that. Some people can be nervous or think I don't know, people are lying, but yeah, I mean the volunteers accept everyone, so, and I mean there is a skill for it, right? Like,
oh, absolutely.
I guess it's almost kind of like a performance, right? Like if you're pretending to be someone, you're like acting. I couldn't. I'm a terrible liar. But yeah, I guess. I don't know. He's filling his cup up with more beer.
Sweet. Awesome. I think in that case, Teddy's like, yeah, he passes the vibe check.
Yeah.
And I think he'll like subtly like to Haze be like, kind of like. Try and
Is
like.
it subtly enough?
Yeah, it's subtle. It's subtly enough because Jaden is not
Jaden's
looking for.
wasted.
Yeah, Jaden's not looking for secret hand gestures of the group. He's having a beer in at his friend's house. Like
Mhm.
he's
Take it
too
away,
he's
then,
too
guys.
enamored by Teddy.
Oh.
I don't know if Teddy has like told anyone that he's held hands with Jaden or anything, but I think they definitely know. That
Everyone
they
knows.
each other if
The
nothing.
entire
Yeah.
the entire party is like, okay. Every time the two of them
Marigold's
interact
been
with each other,
knowing.
yeah,
Mhm.
everyone
Marigold
knows.
knows so early on.
Mhm.
Well, yes, but then he never said like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna do this about it." He just
It
kind
was obvious.
Yes.
Yeah, just
He
like how
left
obvious
that
it is.
conversation immediately and ran after Jaden. Like
Just
Uh-huh.
like how
Take a
obvious
hit.
it is about Marigold
broke her
and
heart.
Xarreus. The two of you are not smooth and stealthy in your maneuvers about your boys.
We're a
Should
little
have to
bit
guard
after
my
that
heart.
that whole conversation. Marigold hid it from Teddy, but also Marigold, ever since the Xanthi call out about Erwin, has been keeping her romantic thoughts and feelings like intentionally hidden.
Well, as long
So
as
I can
it's
roll
not
deception
Erwin.
if needed.
But yeah, no. I think you kind of pass Teddy in the doorway as you're coming in to the kitchen to get another
Mhm.
drink or something to eat. And
Cool,
Jaden's in
yeah.
there. And you get kind of like a little good to go.
Oh no, should I do it right away? Or
You don't have to.
It's
no, I was thinking like a little bit later, like space it out a little bit, so it's not
Yeah,
as obvious.
okay.
what
Well, we
Teddy
can
was doing.
space it out, but we're gonna jump to it now in
Yeah.
session
No,
because
yeah.
we're doing the whole night at once. We already did the arm wrestle that hasn't happened yet. Time's weird in this game, you know.
Whoa, imagine.
Well, crazy. Yeah. You after one of Jaden's final defeats in chess, you kind of head over to the chessboard. It seems like that has lost its interest for most people, and everyone's kind of dispersing to do other things in the night or in the party.
Is he still sitting there at the chess table?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to sit across from.
Yeah, you see Jaden's like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, I know I'm still sitting here, but like I cannot play another game.
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay, great.
That's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, cheers! Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, this is way more my parents' kind of game. He's never really good at it.
Yeah, it's a lot of thinking. You gotta be like 5 steps
Yeah.
ahead. It's
honestly.
I'm lucky if I'm
Yeah.
2. So
Yeah. And I've tried to play against them when I was younger, but playing against a scholar and a mage, toast. No chance.
no, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But I actually kind of been wanting to talk to you about something. If that's you're okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm okay. What?
Yeah, no, yeah. No, you haven't done anything. It's not that kind of talk. I guess like as our friend, as my friend, you have a right to know, and I'm kind of trying to start telling more people. But I don't know how to like actually come out and say it because it's only ever happened on accidents. I am not a human, I guess.
You see Jaden is like looking very intently and nodding, but is very confused because you look very much like a human. Is like, okay, all right. Where's this going?
And it's kind of like hard because there's a lot of prejudice, and I have never tried to use anything like the same way that a lot of more public people like myself have. it's kind of hard to know who to trust, but I do trust you. You've definitely earned that. Guess I'm a changeling?
Oh, okay. You see a light bulb go off in Jaden's head when he recalls the conversation that Teddy just happened to have mere an hour ago in the house. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
Okay. Cool. Because yeah, I mean, you were there. You've heard all the stories about us fighting them. So there's a lot making a really bad name for us, and so, hope you can understand that it's not been easy and not something I've been wanting to hide. But
Yeah.
I guess now you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, cool. That makes sense. I guess.
Does it?
What? He's like, what? Well, no,
Like,
I mean that you. Yeah, that you'd be worried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, I guess you're still kind of telling people individually, like I wouldn't go say anything to anyone, but if someone asks, should I say that I know?
I haven't thought that far. No, I'm still you're the first person that I've told besides my squad.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, well, thanks.
and-
Thanks for telling me.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And also, it's good to know in case we're ever in a battle together again. Because you would find out if I go down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of revert. Yeah. That was really hard and easy at the same time. But
I'm
for your
glad,
question,
yeah,
I guess, yeah, for now, maybe I never told you, but at the same time, I'm trying to be more open about it. So,
I could just not say anything one way or the other. Just be like,
Okay.
oh, that's interesting. That doesn't say that I know or don't know if someone says something. So
yeah, maybe you could like ask where they heard that, and
oh yeah, I could do some digging. Sure, if that happens. Yeah.
I don't mean to be like, yeah, complicated and shady about it, but yeah.
Nope. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, I think if there were rumors spreading about it, then I would want to know where the source was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. So
yeah.
Have you seen Teddy? And then he like looks around for Teddy.
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. I'll send him out here.
No, I will find Teddy somewhere far away from this chessboard. But no, yeah. Thanks for telling me, Haze, and inviting me to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday, again.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you have officially told one person.
One person.
Hey. But yeah, as the night continues, anything else, Haze, you're wanting to do at the party? Anyone else? Any interactions with the birthday changeling? or anything
has
else?
Xarreus left to go to bed yet?
To go to bed, to go to pod, to go to go plug in and recharge.
Whoa.
Depends when this time frame is. Again, we're jumping around. If you want to catch Xarreus before he's left, we could say it's like right after you found Jaden, because you did say that Jaden was the first person you told. So we got to stick to the timeline a little bit. We got to stick to the stated canon a little bit.
Oh, nice. Xarreus comes back and then leaves again.
Honestly, Xarreus does disappear into the house for a little bit. Like the villa. It's all the villa. It disappears into the guest house for a little bit to get away from people. We'll say he is lingering longer. Probably only staying 10 minutes at Crusher's party has helped his social and real life battery last a bit longer. So,
oh,
he's got wine to drink out in the courtyard.
That's so true. I want to catch him in the courtyard.
Yeah. He's kind of standing off to the side. You see, I don't know, is Marigold standing there too? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. The two of them are standing, not really saying much, but just kind of hanging out there. I think Olive might have made her way over before going off to bother Reaper. I feel like Olive is a little bit of an antagonist, a little bit of a bully. Yeah, a little bit of an antagonizer. So definitely, especially with like Reaper if Reaper's in armor, definitely like dinging, poking the armor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so you see that Marigold and Xarreus are standing out by the pool.
Yeah, that's fine. Come up and greet Xarreus.
And not me.
Yeah,
Right
screw Marigold. I saw her already so much today.
Greet them both, but like
Yeah.
coming out here to talk to Xarreus.
Yeah. Oh, good evening, Haze. Happy birthday.
Thanks. Just want to apologize for whenever we first moved in and I came and talked to you. I was a little antagonistic, asking you what you'd found out researching us. A little defensive, I guess, is better.
It's no problem. I understand it can be difficult to trust new people, so.
Yeah, I just was a lot more closed back then than how I'm kind of starting to be, how I want to be. So I guess I was just afraid that you'd found something out about me and about me being a changeling.
I did not find that.
Oh.
There were some interesting discrepancies in your family's past, but as for you, there was nothing that would have hinted, at least in the information I had attempted to find. Granted, I only dug so deep.
I guess it's reassuring in a way. Yeah, it's kind of taught not to make it very public.
I can understand that. It is similar to training I received when younger about being new nobility and how people may take issue with that or try to use it for their own gain. So, I understand being guarded.
Yeah. And I think they, as my sponsor, I think you'd have the right to know. I just haven't known yet how to let you know.
I appreciate the honesty. And you see he gives a little look to Marigold when he mentions the honesty due to their previous chat.
That is true. Speaking of honesty, Marigold is absolutely hiding her feelings about Xarreus as she's been the whole
Wow.
time.
Absolutely hiding her feelings about standing next to him for most of the party.
Hey, we're friends.
Mm.
I just want to make sure that he's comfortable and feels good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm happy to roll for actively keeping everyone. I'm happy to do it. I know how it looks.
Yeah, how it looks and sounds and acts.
As us from the audience. But, like, I don't know. They could just be close friends. They have a lot in common.
And that doesn't help the rumors, though, because that is all you need to start rumors that two people are together, is that they have a lot in common and they're friends and spend time together. Someone's going to start the rumor, whether or not it looks believable or not.
Marigold's leaving everyone guessing in a way.
All right, give us your
hard.
best deception check, Marigold. I hope you roll a nat 1 to feed all our...
I hope I roll well. I honestly need to get proficiency in deception.
Haze's passive insight is 13.
Okay. I rolled another 10 for a total of a 14.
A 14.
Let's go.
So passive insight, sure. People who have eyes, ears, and are actively at this party, I don't know. There's two situations happening at this party that are easy to clock, and one is much easier. It's Teddy and Jaden. But everyone keeps looking over at the two dark, shadowy.
Just because we're both dark and shadowy doesn't mean that we're
in the corner drinking white wine. But yeah, you see that Xarreus seems to not have known, but has
news.
Yeah, has very like matter of the fact about the information. He's not one to judge.
Cool. That's good. I have more questions about this man now. Or for this man.
Yeah, I want to know what these discrepancies were. I almost detect thoughts in his brain, but I just
Please do.
One of those being I don't have any second level spell slots, so I just did the sorcery point.
We did a long rest, right?
You did a long rest, yeah, until Friday.
Did?
Yeah.
I didn't press the button. Okay, I guess I did have the spell slots for it. I don't know. Maybe Marigold's just hesitant about poking into
That's
the mind
fair.
of someone she cares for very deeply after what happened last time.
Mm-hmm. That's so fair.
Gonna try it on low risk people first.
Yeah, try it on fodder. People, you know.
And Hayes also wants to ask about the discrepancies, but Marigold is right here.
Marigold is great at keeping secrets. I mean, if Hayes wants to signal, like, can we have a private conversation, Marigold
I was thinking that.
Can leave. And cast thoughts.
Please do. Yeah, totally.
Marigold kept taking the hint, will be like, oh, I'll just leave you to it, and she just jumps in the pool. Swimming.
Yeah.
I was wanting to take a little swim.
You jump in the pool, Xanthi, you get covered in water as you were standing there talking with Crusher, not paying attention to the sudden pool party that happened as Marigold launches into the pool. getting
Constructor
you
do a
and
cannonball
Yeah.
and-
Oh
and
my
Then-
god, we will have no more water.
yeah. Xanthi is now covered in more water. So is nearly anyone who is out here. As Crusher does a giant cannonball. Xarreus kind of leans away from the water.
I'm not doing detect roll.
And goes, well, did
Tragic.
you want to discuss anything more?
I'm just curious about. You mentioned discrepancies.
Oh, yes, well, there was quite a bit that was missing regarding your mother, which should have been easy to find considering her occupation.
Suppose. I actually have no idea what goes into any of that. So, is that not normal?
According to
Some people can just be private, you know? You didn't find much on me.
Yes, but your mother has a much longer history being around than you. There should be more that would be there. But it, according to my source, seemed there was someone removing or covering her past.
Source? What's your source?
I cannot
Did
tell.
a person or a place?
I hired someone to look into all of you, as I said. I am not skilled with such things myself.
Okay. And that's the full truth that you know?
Yes, I have no reason to hide anything.
Okay. Just making sure, I guess. Thanks.
Of course. Have a good evening, Haze.
You too. I'm gonna walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And then waddle away.
Yeah, you head away.
Shocker, Marigold doesn't immediately go back to Xarreus.
Whoa, because you're swimming. It's your first
Yeah,
love.
hanging out with Crusher.
It's your first love is the water.
My highest priority.
Yeah. Yeah, anything else happening as the kind of party is ongoing / winding down? Xanthi, are you up to anything or just vibing?
Oh, she's just hanging out.
I think that after... Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I was going to say, I thought that you put a period in that. I'm so sorry. I thought that... No. I think that after the Xarreus conversation, I was going to go see what the others are up to on the other side of the pool.
Yeah.
And be over there now.
Cool. Yeah.
So you know
I think
Teddy's
Marigold's doing tricks for Crusher.
There you go.
Oh.
Water tricks, swimming tricks, whatever kind of trick.
Contrary to popular belief, Teddy is hanging out and engaging with everyone, not just Jaden.
They see Marigold's cool tricks.
Yeah, he totally will. He'll
Yay.
clap.
That
sounded really sarcastic.
No.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I say things and it doesn't sound.
But it sounds so funny. It's
so genuine.
It's just Teddy being like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
whatever.
good show."
Yeah, he'll be like,
Like golf clap.
Yeah.
Mhm. If the party starts wrapping up and if Jaden is still a little tipsy, you will offer to walk him home just to make sure he doesn't end up in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah, Marigold will accompany Xarreus home.
Yeah, which a big shocker to everyone at the party. The two people who were hanging out with one of the other people at the party leave at the same time. Those people leave the party. But yeah, Marigold, you're able to walk Xarreus the very long distance back to his house, and have a nice little conversation on the steps about flowers, garden, the party, before Xarreus heads to bed. And Teddy, you definitely have the longer and slightly more difficult journey home, or journey to the Tipsy Goat Tavern, as Jaden is a little tipsy, and is definitely kind of like leaning on you a little bit and like doing the like bumping into you, and taking a little bit longer to get back, but it's not a bad walk. It's pretty nice weather, nice warm night, even though it's kind of overcast. Not a lot of stars out, can't really see much there. But yeah, you're able to kind of walk Jaden home. And he definitely gives you kind of like a pat on the shoulder and like squeezes your shoulder and like lingers there a little bit longer than usual before heading inside to the Tipsy Goat Tavern, as he says goodnight.
Mm-hmm. If I may be so forward, I think that Teddy is going to give him like a hug, and then before he pulls all the way away, he'll give him a little kiss on the cheek, and he'll say, "Compensation prize for the arm wrestling."
Oh, adorable. Yeah, you see, if a rock could blush, and he can when it's an Earth Genasi, you see that Jaden kind of blushes a little bit, and kind of like goes like, "Thanks. Good night, Teddy," and then heads back into the Tipsy Goat Tavern with a big grin.
Yeah, Teddy will go home a pep in his step.
Yeah, Teddy's week has drastically turned around.
Honestly.
Rough start, feeling good.
Yeah. Cool. Well then, as the party's wrapping up and we're moving into kind of Sunday and then the next week. Yeah, so your party, Haze, you think was pretty successful. You had a good time. People turned up. People seemed to have fun. Games were played. You managed to share with both Xarreus and Jaden about your heritage and seemed to receive pretty positive from Jaden and a rather neutral from Xarreus.
I felt like they were both very neutral.
Yeah. Neutral, but definitely not negative with that information. And so Sunday, you all are getting ready for another busy week as the early summer weather brings kind of a slight heat wave. It burns off all of those clouds that had been kind of around on Saturday. And Moon Day, after class, Jaden kind of invites you all for a bonfire on the beach the next day. On Tuesday, gonna do a little mid-afternoon bonfire on your day off.
Yay!
Are you all... Is anyone doing anything else after class on Sunday or Moon Day? Anything that anyone would want to take care of?
Oh, I did say that I'd talk to the group after Haze's birthday.
These are both days after Haze's birthday.
But will I do it unprompted? Yes, I will. Marigold is gonna have everyone go into the living room. Let's say on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Evening.
You see that everyone comes into the room and has another little sit down for family talk time. Lots of family talk time happening over these past few days.
They're getting better.
Yeah, communication is occurring.
Yeah,
Mhm.
being straightforward and open and honest,
Mm-hmm.
Try it sometime.
Yeah,
and not trying to subtly accuse our fellow party members of being doppelgangers.
that's true. Not this time, anyway.
Marigold will say, "Okay, well, I brought everyone here because I have an idea about where my sister is, and I don't think that we'll get." Sorry, I just got a text message that was kind of important, and then it just.
I thought my Wi-Fi cut out.
No, I okay. Maybe Marigold also.
Marigold had a little spaz
She
moment.
has a moment.
She
She has
dipped
a
out
moment
for a
and
second.
little absent
Spaces
seizure.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Happens.
fine. No one has to worry. Probably. Not that I expect us to be able to go there yet and actually her out, but I do have an idea of where I think she is, and I think we should figure out how to get there.
Where do you think she is?
Well, when we last saw Yin, she mentioned something about the voice from the void. Or, no, not that.
Do
I want
we
to
know
use the
this?
exact terminology. What lies in the void. She referenced what lies in the void. Yeah, because Yin said it to everyone.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, everyone was there when Yin said it.
Mhm.
So I assume, unless something was going on.
No, I'd say everyone heard it.
Yeah. Yin mentioned what lies in the void, and I think my sister lies in the. Then the place that I went to when I went into the half-elf sounds a lot like, and it sounds a lot like the place that Teddy saw in his dream, and I think that's where she's hid.
Okay.
How would we get there?
Well, I don't know. That's why I thought we could all work together and figure that out.
I do think that you're definitely on the right track. I mean, based on what you shared with your what you saw, does remind me quite a bit of what I saw. And I think it's definitely worth noting that there is a connection of some kind. I'll be honest, the idea of going there on purpose does not really appeal to me. But I do know that if that's where your sister is, then we'll go.
I mean, I wouldn't ask you to go if you weren't comfortable. I can just go by myself.
You're not
Like
going
that.
by
None
yourself.
of us would.
Okay.
How sure are you that this is a place that you can come back from? And that you wouldn't just get stuck in there
There's
as
a
well?
chance that I've been there before, and I'm here now. And I mean, last time I was there, Teddy got me.
Well, but he got you out because he was out here.
Exactly. So maybe someone stays out here and can bring me back.
True. But, you went there mentally, but not physically? What if we need to go there physically? And also, can someone on the outside bring back just one person? Or can they bring back more people? Or, there's a lot of variables to think about here.
Well, that's why we have time to prepare and plan. Hopefully she's not. I mean, I'd like to get her out of there sooner than later, but
Can I ask us, Sarah, the player, did Marigold tell us about like the screaming voices and whatnot that she experienced when she was in her catatonic state? I can't remember.
vaguely, I think she did bring it up.
Okay. Yeah, I could understand you wanting her to get out of there if that's where she is.
But I mean, I know that I just need to get stronger so I can save her. So it will take a little bit more time, but I think if we all work together, then we can get to where we need to be soon.
Well, I definitely think we need to, find out more. Because we won't do anyone any good if we get ourselves someplace that we can't get out of.
I've also been having these dreams where I'm in the void again, or a void. They're kind of different. So you see enough of them.
Are they like scary dreams, like nightmares?
I don't know if it's a nightmare, but it's not the most pleasant experience.
What happens?
Well, I just fall through the void, and there's wind and screaming voices, and then I look for Ida while I'm falling. I haven't found her yet. Hopefully I will soon. And then I see a blurry figure, and I wake up, and it feels like when you woke me up, Xanthi, after Teddy's.
After I hurt you in the dream.
Yeah. After I fell asleep.
Well, I don't like that. That's concerning.
Oh, I just thought it gave me more chances to look for Ida. I thought we'd use it to narrow things down.
Do you think you're actually going there in these dreams?
I don't know. I guess it's as much as going there as going there by looking into someone else's mind. And I remember it. If I've ever been in a void physically, I don't remember that.
Well, I guess just be careful in the void dreams.
I mean, I don't know if there's much I can do about it. It happens every time I go to sleep.
Every time?
Every.
Can you control anything that happens? Or do you just fall and then wake up?
No, I just fall. I just control myself. I just look for Ida.
Do you ever not want to have these dreams?
Well, if it means I can find Ida, then I want to have it.
Is it safe? I know it's just a dream, but not all dreams are just dreams. I mean, one of them hurt Teddy, threw him out of his bed.
I don't know. Never had something happen before. I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah. If you ever need a break, there are ways. I don't know the exact ways, but I know that there are ones that help.
I don't want to break.
I mean, I guess tell us if, anything happens. Anything changes.
And I'm not mad at you, Teddy, or anything. I don't think it's your fault. Marigold wants to reassure you. I just don't know. I don't know how to do that, and I don't know. I also know that Teddy might not be reassurable, but Marigold does something to try to reassure Teddy.
It is noted.
Teddy will remember this.
Teddy will remember this. Precisely.
Yeah.
Rule to guide and comfort.
Yeah. Any more kind of things you want to bring up, Marigold?
Oh, I know what she would say.
Yeah.
No, nothing else. I hope I'm not missing anything because I was just planning on kind of revealing everything. And then I was like, oh shoot, Teddy's here. I kind of wish I didn't bring up the whatever, but it's fine. I think
you look over and lock eyes with Teddy, and you're like, shit.
I think Marigold. I know this is not going to reassure him at all. We'll pair it with the thing that I said that she's doing to try to be reassuring. I don't know. But she would definitely tell Teddy. Actually, I think that it's a good thing because it will help me find my sister.
Sorry, me clarifying question. That's a good thing. That being
Killing Marigold.
blasting everybody?
Yeah.
No, the dreams. Like,
I heard. Okay, I was like,
No,
thanks for
that-
killing me.
he does. She's like, I don't think that they are like, well, they might not be connected. Blah 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 blah. And she doesn't blame Teddy for whatever the case. But if it is the case that somehow caused these dreams, she's not like.
Sure.
She's glad that she's having them.
That's not concerning one bit.
Sorry,
Narrator voice.
I'm
Yeah.
just a girl who wants to find my sister.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any further conversations regarding this on Sunday Eve? All right.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well then.
Keep an eye on her.
Then we will continue with, as I said, you had class as usual on Moon Day, and Jaden invited you all for a bonfire the following day, with the hopes that it'll be a nice summer afternoon. Some of you can participate in the water, while the others can hang out by the bonfire. You know who you are.
Wait, Jaden, See how far you can throw me.
Yeah, you can have Jaden see how far he can throw you. But yeah, that kind of as Monday or Moon Day comes to an end, in the late hours of the night, a soft, warm breeze flows through the slightly cracked windows as a deep green-blue sky cloaks the room in dark shadows. Haze. Suddenly, the tablet flashes as a warning alarm is set off. The screen shows a hologram of the Citizens Volunteer Force logo, and a message scrolls below in all capital letters. As you kind of like scramble over from your bed to grab the tablet, you see Code Black, cease all activity immediately. All Old Haven volunteers report to the schoolhouse. As it continues to scroll, you hear this alarm going off.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get up. Wake up Teddy, because he's right
Teddy's
there.
probably heard the alarm, doesn't know what it
Okay.
is. It's a audible
We don't have
alarm.
school today. I thought, yeah, he's like hilarious.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, try to get him up while like it's being like this is an emergency.
Yeah.
Tablet, Code Black. Gotta go.
Mm.
While like rushing to like get some things on, and then going to get the girls first, let them know,
Mm-hmm.
and then getting some clothes on.
Yeah. You grab all your
Shield.
things. Grab your shield. Do you bring your new weapon as well? Bring all the weapons. Get everything on. You all have not heard of or ever gotten a Code Black on
I have a bad feeling about what it means.
the tablet. So you're all kind of rushing to get ready and get out the door. And as you make your way to the schoolhouse in the dark morning, you can see that there are already hundreds of people starting to gather in front of the steps of the schoolhouse. It appears it was a full recall of all volunteers stationed in Old Haven, which is around 600 between the first, second, third years and any senior volunteers. You see that the front steps of the schoolhouse, there's this flurry of activity as kind of large floating lights, magic has been cast not only around this center area in front of the steps, but also on the steps as well, kind of a little bit of a spotlight situation. It is early morning, maybe 3:34, like the dead hours of the night. Still a little ways until sunrise, even in this summer time frame. And you can see that this kind of, in this stark amber light, there are many kind of confused and anxious faces as people are milling around. You can see groups kind of gathering towards each other. And you hear the familiar voice of Jaden as he's kind of a little bit out of breath, runs up with Boz, Russell, and Katsley there as well. It's like, do you all know what this is about?
I've never seen
No.
or heard of it before.
I'm concerned.
Have I ever heard of a Code Black before?
No,
From my mom?
you have not.
Oh my God.
It is Jade. If Jaden also doesn't know what this is, you can see that
You're right.
you can see from the anxiety, even some senior volunteers are like gathering together, talking to each other. They do know what it means and it's not good, or they're like, what does this mean? And trying to find people. You see kind of Jaden and his group stands off a little ways from you all. And it feels like an eternity as you wait about another 15 minutes or so before finally you see Commander Ramey's kind of slowly climbs the stairs of the volunteer schoolhouse, almost to kind of address everyone. This is where you all were for the signing ceremony, but just a way different atmosphere, as her voice has been magically amplified to ensure that all can hear. You see as she steps up. Good morning. I'll get straight to the point. At a little after 1 a.m. today, day 30, month 6 the Circle of Planar Scholars received a concerning message from the Lighthouse, our volunteer garrison in Lumen. It was brief and disjointed, stating, "Shadows alive, undead overtaking, failure." The city has been silent since, and all attempts by us, the Planar Observatory, and the Marit Society to reach anyone in Lumen has gone unanswered, and we know no more at this time. You hear a murmur go through the crowd as people kind of shift uncertainly. You see a few of the younger kind of first and second year volunteers break into kind of quiet sobs, maybe also from Lumen, as Commander Ramis continues. With the numbers and proximity to Lumen, we're asking for volunteers to join a task force in order to rescue or determine what has happened. For those going to lend a hand, squads must be unanimous in their decision. Come forward and speak with Captain Breeze Nevin, if you will take part. We know not what we are walking into, or what we will see in our sister city. But as always, the Citizens Volunteer Force will answer the call. We are a shield for all, no matter the fight. Thank you. You see she steps down and immediately is kind of swarmed by some other senior volunteers, lieutenants, and captains of the Old Haven volunteers, as kind of discussions and murmurs break out amongst all of the volunteers that are here.
I think Teddy's kind of like shoulder squeeze both like Marigold and Haze just to be like, I get that you're freaked out right now, but like we got you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Marigold like backs up a bit and like grabs her head and is just like, no, and like starts crying.
Yeah, I think Hayes turns to the group and says, "I have to go."
We're all going.
Yeah, we'll go. Of course we'll go.
I think Marigold, upon hearing that, will probably like, and also hearing that the commander said like task force or whatever, will grab Hayes' hand and immediately start running them to whoever. I imagine they're both really eager to get there.
Mm-hmm.
As we're kind of pushing through the crowd, can I kind of look back toward the Fall Guys and kind of see like what's kind of the vibe with them?
Yeah, give me an insight check, Teddy, as you're following your group.
Not great. A 9. Yeah, I think it's probably like just a blur of crowds and noise and like lots of distressed faces, probably. Like, to get a read on it.
Yeah, you can see they've definitely they've grouped up and they were all talking to each other. What they were exactly saying, you're not really sure. Is like you were looking over and then Hayes and Marigold started to take off. You're like, oh wait, I gotta go too. We gotta be unanimous in this. As you all move, kind of head straight for basically the front of the steps, kind of moving your way through the crowd. You can see a lot of conversations and groups. Some of them seem to be in agreement, whether it is to go or not. You do hear a few where there's quite obviously someone who feels strongly about wanting to go where the others do not, and it is causing some tension in a group as it has to be unanimous one way or another. And as you approach the front steps, you can see there's like one or two groups in front of you for this table that's been set up. You can see seated at the table is someone that you're vaguely familiar with, Captain Breeze Nevin. It is the air genasi that you had seen accompanying Commander Ramis during the commitment night, kind of wearing a lot of loose vein clothing of orange and gold, and has an eye patch over one of his eyes. Seems to be in charge of writing down the the groups that are volunteering for this task force. And as you step up, you kind of wait in line, wait your turn. You see the group ahead of you. Directly ahead of you is some second years, and the one that was already there were senior volunteers. Both of those give their squad name and individual names before heading off to wherever the next step is. And as you step up, you see that the Air Genasi is writing and looks up and goes, yeah, can I help you? You looking to volunteer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all are. He kind of takes a quick glance
Yeah,
at
we're unanimous.
at your badge, which shows that you are first years, and is like, well, if you're gonna want to volunteer, I'm gonna need a message from your lieutenant for first years.
Oh.
Message of
Where's Lealia?
approval.
Where's
What?
Lealia?
I'm gonna text her.
I'm Marigold's looking
My hands
for
are
Lealia,
shaking.
and she's gonna like pester her with her octopus if she's within 30 feet.
Yeah,
until
give
she gets
me
over
a perception check to try to find where Lealia is. As Haze, you send
I
off
rolled
that
so
text
bad.
message.
I think Marigold is so panicked right
Yeah.
now. She probably it's only 6.
6. You look around, and I mean, there are hundreds of volunteers here. It is every volunteer within Old Haven. It is a mass of people, and you cannot find Lealia. Haze, you've sent off that text as kind of the lieutenant has had you all move to the side as another few groups have come up. And you all need to find your lieutenant if you're going to want to get approval.
Yeah, can we do that? Can we find her? Can we roll for finding, please?
Let's go find her.
Can I call out to my mom?
Yeah,
So I can go help my mom?
Yeah. Give me a group perception check. So everyone go ahead and roll perception.
Do I roll again for perception, or does my roll already count?
Your roll already counts.
Okay. Question. When he said message from lieutenant, does that need to be like written or verbal?
You're not sure. He just said you need approval from your lieutenant, whatever that means.
Okay. I got a backup plan.
Is that a 7, Teddy, or what is that?
Worse, it's a 6.
Oh, a 6. Crazy. Great.
Well, I got a 16.
Natural 20 for a 26. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That'll do it. It's not an easy find. But you kind of hear what Captain Breeze said, and quickly spin around and try to find Lealia. Haze, you also notice your message isn't going through as you're hitting send. It appears that there are a lot of devices in this one area having connectivity issues. What a time.
Whoa.
But you spend probably about 15 or 20 minutes looking for this elf as you're trying to find Lealia. And finally, you see that she is talking with 2 of the other kind of schoolhouse lieutenants. She's talking with Reichmir and Arlen as you all kind of approach her.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
I need your approval to join the task force to go to Lumen.
You see that she kind of looks over at Arlen and Reichbeer, and they give a little bit of a nod and head off, as she was probably expecting, who could have, that your group would be wanting to go. And you see that Lealia kind of looks at all of you for a second. What do you think that you will be able to accomplish? Are you confident that you will not just end up a casualty?
Yeah.
I can't not try.
We can
We've
fight
dealt
and
with
we
the
can help
shadows
people.
before.
Mhm.
This is us investigating in uncommon ways. It's connected. You know that it is. We all do. He kind of looks to like the rest of his crew like,
Yeah. You see,
we know what to look for. We know how to help.
give me a group persuasion check. So,
Woo! Oh, 24.
Yay!
24,
Rolled
nice.
well.
Mm-hmm.
22.
22, nice.
7.
7. Okay. Xanthi's sounding a little anxious about we can do this.
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Nice. You see that Lydia kind of takes a moment thinking to herself. Very well. You are the most prepared of any of the first years. I would not sign off on anyone else. It would be a death sentence. But please, be careful. Don't be heroes. Just do what you can to help.
Thank you.
I will
Can we
message
get that
Captain.
in writing?
I will
okay.
message Captain
Oh,
Breeze.
Wait, Hayes knows that.
What?
The tablets aren't working. The messages
yeah.
aren't working.
Tablets aren't working. It's not going through. I don't know why.
There's a lot of devices in one area, so sometimes it does not always work well.
That's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's better than what I was thinking.
Yes. Well, there are definitely things that are currently happening that are not. Yes. I will come with you and speak with the captain. And you see you all make a beeline back towards Captain Breeze. And as you get there, you see that him and Lydia have a quick, it's not even a conversation. He basically just looks over at Lydia, who gives him kind of a nod and I approve. As Captain Breeze looks up, is like, all right, well, happy to write you down. So what's your squad name? I'll get this sorted.
We say our squad name.
What's your squad name?
This is why he was like, guys.
I know.
I gave you
One
so
minute.
much time. I did not, you know.
I put some options in our Discord chat.
Yeah, as he sees you all
100% sold on all of them.
He sees you all hesitate for a second and is like, if you don't have a name, I'm just gonna write you down as the youngsters. There's
Oh god, that's awful.
well, there's there's no other first years that have signed up so far.
The damned
So.
goes so hard, but like imagine the
So
situation rolling up
depressing.
and being like, yeah, we're the damned.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's so depressing.
But I love it at the same time.
It's kind of hardcore. Can we change our name later on down the line? Is that allowed?
yeah, it's just whatever you say now is what people are going to refer to you as until it gets changed. So they're gonna.
God.
You're starting a rumor one way or the other about your squad, so you might as well pick something, or it's going to be the youngsters, and you're going to be stuck with that.
I hate.
Maybe this is bad, but maybe our squad name could be Fate's Eye.
Is that what you're going to go with?
No, I'm just spitballing.
Terrifying omen.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, according to
The rat catchers.
Whoa.
the Nabbers. The anti-nabbers.
Mhm.
It's so silly.
Oh my
You got 5 seconds, or he's writing youngsters down, and that's
Oh,
what everyone's
God.
gonna. All the senior volunteers are gonna know you as.
We're the
I-
change makers.
Might vote for damned.
I
of
also
the
vote for
options that have been
damned.
floated so far.
Yeah, I guess.
And I have like a funny like thing about it. Like maybe like as he's like, "What's the name? What's the name?"
Mhm.
Somebody's like, "Ah, damn," and like takes
Yeah.
that as the like, okay.
Yeah. He's you see, there's like a lot of noise and movement. He's also trying to like get paperwork done and move you all through. It's like, all right, yeah, the damned, cool. Writes it out. Names individually.
Marigold Beck.
Marigold Beck,
Hayes Osman.
Hayes Osman,
Anthe Elamere.
Xanthi Elamere,
Teddy Theodore Lockhart.
Theodore Lockhart. All right. I have it noted here. Go ahead and you can head into the courtyard. That's where the command center is being set up. You'll get whatever more information they have there. So, thanks. Next,
Thank
and you see he kind of gestures to the next people in line. As you step away, Teddy, you feel kind of a tap on your shoulder, and you see it's Jaden, who has managed to make his way through the crowd to you all, kind of talking, tapped Teddy, but is talking to the group. It's like, hey, are you guys doing okay?
Wish I could say yeah,
We're
but
going.
Good. Yeah, we tried to talk with Lydia, but she wouldn't approve our squad going. So apparently there's going to be a second group that's following up in like 2 weeks with more provisions or whatever's kind of needed for the situation. So we're going to join that one, but
We'll see you then.
yeah.
If we can't get back the Milwaukee Villa, can you let Xarreus know where we and make sure that Lotus is taken care of? I'm worried he'll get lonely. He's never been away from me for this long before.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. I'll talk with Xarreus and make sure everything's taken care of.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Hopefully I can see you all maybe before you go again. If you find out anything more as well. I don't really know what the task force really entails, so.
I'll let you know what we can.
Sounds good. Yeah. And you see kind of him and his group kind of step back, and they're continuing to have a little bit of a conversation with each other. As you make your way up into the schoolhouse and into the courtyard, where only a few weeks ago had hosted the commitment night party. It's now the central hub of the search and rescue task force. Within this small area, there are volunteers, mages, and planar scholars, all preparing for an immediate journey to Lumen. You see in one corner, volunteers kind of counting out equipment and packs. In another, an anxious shouting match has broken out between two scholars who seem to be arguing over the forecasted kind of weather or merges for the week ahead for the journey to Lumen. You see that weapons are being counted and passed out, while it mostly seems to be senior volunteers, a few lieutenants that you don't recognize. They're not directly stationed at the schoolhouse, running in and out of the courtyard in the early morning glow. as you all kind of step into this bustle of activity.
I think with the like bustle and seeing like all of these lieutenants who aren't normally around the schoolhouse, I feel like it's just instinctual that Marigold looks for her mom
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't see her there. And I feel like that just makes her start like crying and shaking again.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, as you kind of have all stepped in, doesn't seem to be anyone has directly come over to, like, pay attention to your group, as there's just too much going on, so.
I don't know if Hayes is saying a lot more anymore. She's very shaken up.
Yeah. Is there like any like kind of visible like looks like someone is like in charge here, or like there's a flow of traffic and people are going somewhere first?
Give me an insight check, as you're just trying to suss out the vibes of this busy insight or investigation, I guess, as you're trying to suss out the vibes.
Insight? That's better.
Sure.
So that's a 19 total.
A 19. Yeah, you're able to kind of tell that standing off to one side, kind of unassuming, but after a little bit of tracking the kind of flow of people, Xanthi, you see that there's a human woman kind of in her late 30s, it looks to be, with brown hair and kind of a bob, well-worn armor, seems to be directing and receiving a lot of the information that is happening here.
Okay, cool. So kind of seeing her as somewhat of an authority who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
She's just gonna like be like, okay guys, come on, this way. And she's just gonna start striding with purpose, like she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. Excuse me? We are reporting for duty.
Oh, wonderful, fantastic. My name's Senior Volunteer Honor Walrond. I'm going to be running Task Force Honor. We will be the first to Lumen, so there are a lot of moving pieces right now, but we're going to have to stay agile, and if you could please introduce yourself, I don't believe we've met.
Oh, right. My name is Xanthi Elamere. These are my squad mates.
Teddy Lockhart.
Teddy?
Hayes, Osmond.
Hayes.
Marigold back.
Marigold. Well, wonderful. I look forward to working with you all. If you want to just step over to the side, well, that didn't happen. That was me. If you want to just step to the side, we're preparing about 200 gold for every squad to have an emergency fund to buy whatever they need to get ready for the trip to Lumen, whatever you think will best set you up for success. So please do what you need to prepare. We are planning to leave at, and in the middle of her sentence, as she is speaking, suddenly a blood-curdling scream of pain erupts, kind of shocking the courtyard into a frozen silence. You look to see where it's coming from, and from the corner of the courtyard, where the Marat Society mages had been kind of set up in their own little group, you hear that scream and shouting as you look over just in time to see the half-elf mage, the Old Haven lead abjurer, the one who was working, kind of investigating everything that happens or was happening from the commitment night. You see her screaming and clawing at her face before her head explodes in a shower of dark ichor, covering one of the mages who had kind of come to her aid as he kind of stood there with just gore on his body, face pale, before he kind of turns away and vomits in shock and disgust. You see that weapons are drawn and Mage's fingers spark with magic, preparing for whatever kind of assault might be happening. And as you're trying to regain your own composure, you didn't even realize that Senior Volunteer Honor had already made her way across the kind of courtyard and was taking control of the situation, trying to calm things down and figure out what was going on, as you all are just stood there in shock, along with most of the rest of the courtyard.
Her head exploded.
What is the title that senior volunteers have? Is it just their name, or is it we have Lieutenant Lealia? Is it
So senior
private?
Volunteer is basically the full
Is
title.
The title?
So basically all the lieutenants, captains, and commanders, they're desk jockeys, essentially.
Sure.
They do a bunch of paperwork and be at the schoolhouse. Anyone who's a senior volunteer, it doesn't matter if you've been in for 30 years. That just means you continuously want to be out in the field doing stuff. So you imagine she's probably been in for a while, and it's just senior volunteer.
Cool. I think that. You do your.
Sorry, no, I was just clarifying something from my notes. Is her name Anna, and our task force's name Honor, or is her name Honor? And
her
it's
name
also
is
named
Honor.
after her?
Her name's Honor because she is the one leading the task. Her name is Honor, and it's Task Force Honor because it is who leads the task force.
Cool, sick.
Thanks. As she starts walking away, I think Teddy's gonna just kind of blurt, Honor, do not touch anything.
You kind of yell out after her. You're not sure if she kind of hears you or not, as she's already kind of not necessarily shouting, but definitely taking control, getting people away from the body, and also kind of calming down this very jumpy group, as a few people look around to see if it was a actual attack, or what it was that happened. And you can see, or as she's trying to talk with one of the other Marit Society mages that had been next to the lead abjurer. Are you all approaching, or are you staying kind of across the way?
Wandering over. I feel kind of not even meaning to, but
like a bad car accident.
You have to. And we recognize that this mage was the one that we saw from the night of commitment night, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately I think it's the first place my thoughts go. I think Xanthi is probably just muttering about the wards at this point as she's walking up. She's does that
Yeah,
what are the other mages doing there? Are they just freaked out?
You can see that there was only maybe a handful of the mages, as they were obviously, they were just called in to help with whatever the volunteers needed. You can see that one of them is looking at the body of the mage, the one who had been standing close by, who is covered now in her blood and guts, is kind of pale and just sitting on the ground, blank stare, as Senior Volunteer Honor has kind of crouched down to try to talk to him and figure out what was going on. Some of the other mages are now just off to the side, not doing anything because they are probably afraid to do magic at this moment. And as you approach, you can hear that Senior Volunteer Honor is kind of talking quietly, but pretty reassuringly to this other Marit Society mage. And you hear him kind of stumble through what happened, as he goes, she was going to try and cast message not message, sending. He would know his spells. She was going to cast sending to the lead of Jur in Lumen, but she said that she was getting interference or distortion. The spell had failed once before, and so she was going to try again. Then I don't know. And he just like trails off with the rest of his
And we're
sentence.
like right here, and we can hear this.
I'd say you have wandered. Well, if you've wandered over with Xanthi, they're not like stopping anyone from coming over.
Yeah.
You are now part of the task force. Everyone's here to figure out what's going on and what to do. So yeah, you hear.
Yeah, I think that like hearing this, Haze is like, what does that mean? Spells failed?
We don't. No, I don't know. It can only fail if the target isn't alive. But this was not that. It was, she said that she was hearing something. I don't know. It was, she wasn't making a lot of sense.
So he could still be alive.
Possibly. I don't know.
Do you know if there's any chance that this happened because she was trying to contact him, and if it works both ways?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't. That's not a spell I can do, and I've never met the lead of Jur from Lumen, so that's why she could cast it. And you see he like glances over and sees her like lifeless body and is like, and kind of steps off to the side. And you see that Honor kind of puts her hand out to him. Is like, all right, no one else is to cast sending. We'll go in blind rather than risk anything more. So.
Xanthi's just gonna quickly just wave a hand discreetly and like cast prestidigitation on the poor guy. Probably covered in gore and vomit.
The ichor, when you describe it, it's blood, it's guts. Is it ink?
How closely do you want to look, Marigold?
Marigold will look as closely as she needs to. Fortunately, because of her Shadowfell lobotomy, she doesn't have a squeamish stomach like I do.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that investigation check as you kind of wander a little bit closer to the body of this former half-elf.
That was okay. Investigation. Oh, I thought my investigation was higher. It's a 13.
13. There is too much other things in this explosion of a brain and like blood, but at the very least it means that it's not mostly that. So take that how you want it. But yeah, it's not a good situation happening in this courtyard. You see that Honor's kind of gotten up and is speaking a little bit with the Mart Society mages. They're coming to kind of a consensus. It seems that was mostly what they were here for, is any attempt to, you could kind of overhear any attempt to reach anyone they knew in Lumen. These were mostly mages that have met someone that they could attempt to contact in Lumen. Very much like, do you have the phone number of that guy one time that like we met at a business conference? It's like, yeah, I'll send him a text, except the text blows up your head.
Is this your way of being like, don't take sending and cheat?
Hey, you can take sending, just you know,
Yeah,
be wary.
Let me talk to my
Which of
dad.
us can even take sending?
I don't think anyone. It's a mage
Yeah.
and like cleric spell.
Take it.
Oh yeah, it's a mage and cleric spell.
Xanthe
So
can
Xanthe
take
could
it.
take
Yeah,
it.
I'm not high enough level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I will though. As
yeah.
soon as I can.
Stop.
No.
But yeah, as kind of Honor gathers you all back to resume the conversation, she goes, right, well, we will be moving up our timeline then to leave for Lumen. It appears that we're not going to be able to get anything from the mages or the Planar Observatory on what has happened. So with that, we'll be leaving at 9 a.m. Take what time you need to go shopping or finish up with any business in the city and be back at the schoolhouse at that time.
Honor, I don't want to assume what you do and do not know. I don't know if this information is supposed to be confidential, but if we are going into this task force as our leader and as your followers, it seems pertinent that you know. He's gonna kind of explain the planar corruption that we saw at Commitment Night, in case she doesn't know about it. And he's going to ask her to remove anybody from the task force that got gore splattered, just as a precaution, if there is planar. If it was, I don't think it is, because it was a result of spell casting, but like, I'd rather not have a breakout planar corruption.
Yeah, while on a task force,
greatest, most glorified volunteers that we have. You know what I mean? So he's gonna kind of like try and like not tell you how to lead your squad. However, as a medical professional,
as a doctor,
Dr. Petty again.
Yeah, here he comes.
But you know what I mean. So he's gonna kind of explain that, and he's gonna say like, "This is what we know. Here's who you can talk to. You can talk to Lieutenant Reichemir, whatever, you know." And just kind of fill her in.
Noted. Thank you for bringing that up. That makes sense, and I'll take that into account. I don't think that any of the volunteers were nearby the mages at the time, but I'll run through and take a quick inventory of everything. So I appreciate that call out.
Understood. Thank you.
I'll
take a very shaky breath as he looks back to his companions.
Yeah, and in that time you take a shaky breath and she's already off dealing with more stuff. Someone called her over to talk about the amount of kind of tents and weapons that they can muster for a fast journey. As you're kind of looking around now, and at this point, it seems to be that very, very few new groups of squads have joined, and you're looking at about 40 to 45 people with your squad. Looks to be what Task Force Honor is going to be comprised of. But yeah, as
huh?
I was just asking if there's anyone we recognize. Are we the only like first years?
You are the only first years.
Wow. Is the Twilight crew there?
The Twilight
I feel like
crew
that's
is
not
not
their
there.
business.
They are not there.
They're not concerned.
I mean, they're all from Old Haven also. So I was going through and I was like, out of all the people, no one's made a single like person from Lumen that you also know that could possibly sway the rest of their team that's not from Lumen. Because also, a lot of the conversation you kind of were hearing as it was going in is, what if Old Haven's next? And there are a lot of volunteers that were worried about the fall of Old Haven, and were choosing to stay for that reason. And also there were probably plenty that were like, absolutely the fuck not. No. What do you mean? Shadows, failure, and undead? I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you all early morning, I know there's probably some things you'll want to do before we leave, and I think that is where we will continue the session tonight. We're not going yet. But whatever you all want to do, shopping, saying bye to people perhaps, and that way we can kind of leave it at a good, concise spot to pick up next time. So
I think that sorry.
Yeah, no, go for whatever you all want to do, shopping wise or RP.
I think that like here in this moment, I think that after the whole like, oh, there was interference, but probably not dead, maybe. Hayes started looking more concerned and more kind of like out of it. And then after Teddy kind of like talks to Honor a little bit and she leaves, Hayes just gives like a he's not dead, at least. My dad. To the lead abjurer of wards in Lumen is my dad. And they tried talking to him and she said he's probably not dead, that it was different. So maybe the rest of them aren't either.
If he's the lead abjurer, then he's got to be a really excellent mage. So he is probably just fine. He's probably just, protecting people, and maybe they are, they can't talk right now.
Yeah.
Can't come to the phone.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's very qualified. He's really good at what he does. I've only ever seen him not be once, but
it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. I'm sure your family's okay, and and we'll go and figure out what's going on ourselves. It's gonna be fine.
Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Yep, keep saying it, and then you start to feel better. Not working for anyone?
No. Sorry, Xanthi's. I know you mean well. But nothing's gonna make me feel better until we're there.
How far is Lumen from here?
It is a 4-day journey.
Oh, okay. That's nothing. That's practically next door.
It's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, when you're from Serenity's roof,
Yeah.
I guess.
She's got that Midwest drive aspect. It's like
Honestly,
12 hours we're in the same state still.
Yeah, that's I understand that.
Okay, so we should be productive and get what we need accomplished so that we are ready to go and fight shadow, alive, undead things.
Yeah.
Potentially. So
Definitely.
how much time do we have?
So you
like 5 hours?
Yeah, you have like probably 4.5, 5 hours at this point.
Cool.
You know that a lot of places probably open around 7, so you still should have plenty of time if you kind of divvy up whatever it is that you need to get, if you need to get things from multiple places, and say any goodbyes if needed.
What are we thinking for supplies? Do we need to get healing potions or what?
Healing potions.
Healing
Mhm.
potions would be good. I also want to just kind of check out if Jet has any cool potions. Is it Jet the potion person?
Mhm.
Just cause I'm curious. As far as like other stuff that I have that might be helpful, I have the Scroll of Crown of Madness. If anyone wants to take that from me, my action economy is like I could do it, but also if someone else would get more mileage out of it than me, someone else can take it.
I don't know.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can just keep hanging on to it.
You keep it.
I'll look into it again and think on it.
It's like a wisdom save or be charmed, and while they're charmed, before like they have to use its action to make a melee attack on a creature other than itself that the caster chooses. So you can like might be good if we're expecting swarms of things. You have to use your action to maintain control over the target, though. So if you have good bonus action things that you can do, I might pawn it off to you. I just don't have that many things I can do with the bonus action, and using my whole turn to puppet something
Let me see.
it could be good, but I think I could be more useful doing other things.
If I use spiritual weapon, then I use my bonus action to make my spiritual weapon attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
and
believe.
you also will have a week in between now and when you'll get going. So there can
A
also
lot can
be
happen in a week.
So you can also discuss this. Take this offline. Take this off parchment. As if you want to. It's noted. I mean, this will definitely be a good thing to do. Is go through the inventory. But yeah, potions noted for a stop you all want to make. Is there another place you want to go?
I think we should go back to the guest house and get what we can from there.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely are
That
able.
has to
You
be
have
the
time.
first stop, especially because we're supposed to get paid soon anyways.
You're gonna just again be like, "Hey, Xarreus,
Creep up
what
payday.
can we get? Was it like the payday where they let you pay like or pays
Like
your
in advance?
your money in advance? Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an emergency. I think
It is.
I mean, if we don't die, we can give it back until it's officially paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you're
Like,
technically getting
like-
paid like the first, so
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
30th.
so I figure it probably
Yeah.
won't be that big of a deal, and that way we have more money to get supplies before the shop's
Yeah.
open.
So yeah, you
Guess
all.
who's coming with us?
Who?
Lotus.
Lotus.
Yay! What about Olive?
Olive. Someone needs to stay behind with Xarreus, and
That's true.
I would rather my guard shrub than my fish companion. Since I've been like 11 or 12 years old.
I would like to request that, and it doesn't have to be a full party stop, but I think Teddy would want to stop and chat with Salehi before he goes and just be like, "Hi, I know that I've been emotionally unavailable and distant this last week. Do you have anything you can teach me really fast
Yeah.
about being god-blooded that will maybe come in clutch?"
All right, so yeah, we'll
Spark notes.
say house Salehi. Are you gonna go kind of split off? Or are we gonna do a little party split to have people go places? As you all don't have a ton of time before 9 a.m.
Yeah. I don't know if Haze is gonna let the party split up
Okay.
that easily.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Xanthi would want to probably say bye to her brother
Mhm.
because realistically, she's like, this is a bad situation, and you know there is a. It feels like I should at least be like, bye, I'm leaving town, and hey.
Mhm.
Can you get your brother to message sending my brother to see if my mom is with him?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Sending
Just saw
no.
It's different. It's different. He's not in Lumen.
she's not taking any chances. She's
Dang.
gonna be like, sorry, absolutely not Haze.
Yeah.
Lucas loves to punish players for using sending.
Hey, I didn't.
That's
That wasn't
such
even a
weird
player.
spell to have beef with. Like,
That
I have
wasn't
to go
even
on-
a
like, I care
player.
about silver
Me.
barbs.
Me. I
Well-
can't talk to
About
my
honor for
sister.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a different campaign, though.
Hates to see us
Yeah.
yapping.
Yeah, that's it. I'm controlling the yap factor of the game.
Sending is a controlled yap.
Mm.
The amount of time Pips run out of words.
Because he starts it with, "Hi, it's Pip."
All right, so we're gonna say first stop house, second stop maybe Salehi, and then loop back to any shops, as then by then they'll be open. So yeah, you all head back. Kind of the crowd has started to disperse around the schoolhouse now. If they aren't basically associated with the task force, most of the other volunteers have headed off to wherever. Though you feel like the tension is definitely still palpable, as you kind of see a few other volunteers in the street as you're headed back to the villa. Marigold, are you the one who's gonna go ask Xarreus for money again?
Sure. I'll
That's
knock
the
on the
big,
door.
beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
More like bang on the door very loudly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Honestly, is the door locked?
You could try the handle.
I'm gonna try the handle.
Yeah, the door is locked.
That's okay. I still, like, banged on it.
His house has been
God.
broken into once. He's gonna at least
I
lock the
know.
door.
Can I try to use my mage hand to unlock the door?
Oh my god. You're gonna
I
break
think
into
I
his
got a
house?
door.
You're
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
your
kind of
heart
urgent. I
exploded.
did knock first.
You did knock first. Yeah, give me that mage hand roll. You know, that's a sleight of hand.
Okay. That's 14.
14. You're kind of trying to get the mage hand to unlock the door. And like right as it clicks, you also feel the door open. As you see kind of a little bit of a disheveled Xarreus answers the door, looking kind of confused because it is early as fuck in the morning, and you just banged on his door, and you know, previous times have not stated that's anything good. He's like, Marigold, what's
I'm
wrong?
so sorry to bother you like this, but this is really, really urgent. We're going to Lumen. It's an emergency, and we need to be paid now, so we can get resources.
Oh, all right. Sure. Let me. Are all of you there, or is it just Marigold? Are you all just standing there like, please pay me?
Marigold wouldn't like keep anyone from going with her.
Yeah. You see, Xarreus is like, okay. Give me a moment, and I will get the money. You see, he steps back into the house. You hear rummaging, as one does, as he is getting a fuck ton of money in order to come back with, what is it, 1,200 gold? Apparently,
at
he's
this
just...
point, Marigold definitely like does walk into at least the front hall.
Yeah,
of the
he
house.
didn't. He kind of like left the door open, so he wasn't keeping anyone out. And yeah, he comes back, kind of handing the gold to all of you. So you now all have an extra 300 should you need it.
Okay.
Wow.
Marigold's about to go spend it all again and be penniless before the month
You know
starts.
what? I was actually before the session started broke. So yeah. Let's see
Right back at it. And you see Xarreus goes, "You're all going to Lumen. What's happened? You said it was an emergency."
Yeah, they can't reach anyone there. The shadows, undead. It sounds like the city's been overtaken.
You see that Xarreus kind of reaches out and grabs Marigold's hands and kind of holds them. And it's like, be safe.
She squeezes his hands back and says, "I'll be back.
All right. You
stay safe here."
You can't die. I'm supposed to be the first to go, so.
Stop.
I think she like squeezes his hands like really tight, which honestly,
How tight is that?
It's not that strong, so it's not.
It feels
strong,
like a comfortable
tight.
little
Yeah,
squeeze.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay. We love her. She's fine. I'm not gonna die, Xarreus. Everything's gonna be okay. And you're not allowed to die on me either.
Okay. And he hears Teddy's statement and kind of looks at Teddy and gives a little
What did Teddy say?
thankful nod.
We won't let her.
Yeah, we won't let her. And you see kind of as Xarreus kind of looks back at you, Marigold, he kind of raises your hand like to his lips and looks to see if it would be okay to kiss your hand. Everyone else is in the room, and he's going for it. Yeah, you see he plants a little kiss on your hand before kind of letting your hand go and stepping back. It's like kind of addressing everyone else as well. It's like, please, all of you, be safe as well.
No hand kiss for me.
Whoa.
Teddy getting bold.
You got to kiss a man. You already got your man kiss. You dirty man kisser.
Yeah, Meg wants two kisses this session.
Greed. I am the greed they spoke about in
If
the
you
Bible.
want Xarreus, you also have to have me. We both get kisses.
Okay. Just kidding. I'm okay without a hand kiss. For the record.
Yeah.
Kiss your hand, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude. Step you up.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
see
I ruined
that you see that Xarreus has given you all some money and looks quite worried, but obviously is going to let you go about whatever you need to do to get ready.
Before we leave, Marigold's gonna have a talk with Olive.
Yeah. Set her straight.
Get Olive. Olive, I'm gonna be going for a while, but you're gonna be tasked with a very, very important mission that I know that you are fully capable of handling. You need to keep an eye on Xarreus, and if anything happens, any threats come on the premises, or something happens with Xarreus' health, I need you to get to either Crusher or Jaden as fast as possible. I haven't trained her on...
You've not trained her to be a medical help shrub.
Oh no, we need to figure this out. Okay.
Need to add that to the list coming back.
Tell Crusher to come over to the house every so often to keep Xarreus company.
Yeah, you could send a message.
Probably.
No, we can't.
You don't know. You haven't tried.
Oh,
We could try.
There's not the conglomeration of people
that's
anymore
true.
like it was at the
I
schoolhouse.
just keep associating it with like the anomalies.
Your main objective is to protect Xarreus at all costs.
You
And then
get a little wag of the tail.
And then I think she's gonna like give Olive a hug and then like hold her like face and scratch her chin, and she says, "I'm gonna be back. It's gonna be okay, and hopefully I'll be back with your grandfather, and you'll get to meet him. But we're gonna be okay. Don't worry about us."
Very nice.
And Marigold is absolutely packing up Lotus.
Great.
because they
Yeah,
have
you
not
all
been
are
apart.
packing up your things, gathering armor, a little bit of kind of rations. We'll say you've already had some like rations just for being volunteers, but you're taking any of the food that like might go bad. You're like, I'll take this to go to eat that on the road. Packing up your bag.
Leftover birthday goodies.
Leftover birthday cake. Take on the road. What a party.
Mm-hmm.
And
Packing my cool new pen.
yeah, there you go. Pen, sword.
Yeah.
Haze,
pig.
you see a message come across on the tablet. It is from Erwin. And it says, Xanthi, I assume you'll be headed to Lumen. And then it just says Holden Plaza and signed Erwin.
Hand it over to her.
Oh, look, and she looks probably surprised to see the message, but she's like, okay, right. She was actually scrawling, like, as we were walking, she was, like, literally scrawling a note that she was going to have to coerce a poor, unsuspecting guard to go give. And she's beginning to feel a little guilty about that, given how terrified they seem every time it's happened. They're going to start refusing.
Yeah.
If he's not nicer to them.
If Marigold sees the tablet and Xanthi's done with it, she's gonna take it and message Crusher to check in on Xarreus and to see if Thora would be interested in making like an emergency button for all of the press that will immediately notify Crusher and Jaden if something happens to Xarreus or if he is in danger.
Cool.
That's what she's gonna leave them with.
Yeah, you send that message off.
Yeah, basically, Thora, please make life alert.
Not what Thora thought they would be known of. Yeah, not what they thought they'd be making. But you know, it's something.
It's a project.
All right. Well,
I mean, Xarreus. Marigold will pay the 300 gold for it if that needed.
It helps.
Yeah. So yeah, you send that message off, Xanthi. You get that message. I know Teddy has a conversation he wants to have with Garagnush, and Xanthi wants to also go have this conversation with Erwin, and then kind of supplies to be gathered. As you have finished getting all the things from your house, you can see that as you're walking away, Xarreus is kind of staying at the kind of front door of his villa, watching as you all head out, probably not returning after you finish your conversations and heading straight to the schoolhouse. So with that,
Marigold's gonna wave goodbye.
Yeah, you wave goodbye and you see that Xarreus raises a hand. Olive is there, and Teddy, you all make kind of a little bit of the lengthy journey out into 3 gardens, kind of stepping it out, walking fast to get there, knocking on the door of Little Comfort, the house of Garagnush, and for a moment you don't hear anything before you see above the door sitting on top, gets up there and sits, whatever that is, flies up there and sits. You know who it is. You love her. Ib, giant bird. Who kind of looks at Teddy and blinks in a way that's can I talk in your head? You do know what happens when Ib talks in your head. Also, Meg, you're muted.
Wow. Yeah, he's gonna kind of give like a little, And then he's going to sit down on the ground and say, one moment, and lay back.
Yeah, knockout. You see that you hear from Ib, who goes, "Good evening, Teddy. I believe
Good morning.
It's always evening."
All right, carry on. Sorry, it's been a bit of a wild one for me. Carry on.
That is fair. Currently, I assume you are here to speak with Gergnoosh.
Yes, my squad and I are going to be traveling to Lumen to be a part of a task force. There's been an emergency, and I don't know, I was just maybe wondering if there was any last-minute guidance that he or you could maybe impart before we go.
I would be happy to impart any guidance that I am able to, but at the moment, Gergnoosh is currently meditating. I do believe he is aware of what has gone on in Lumen, but I have been unable to wake him. So, I do not know how much longer he will be in his dream state.
Is this a normal thing that happens, or should we be concerned?
I would not be concerned for him. He is well within his realm, but I have not seen him do this in quite a while.
How was he doing after everything on Moon Day last week?
He has recovered well. There was nothing to be concerned about for lasting effects, so it seems.
Good. Well, I suppose just the last thing, when he does finish his meditation, just let him know not to cast Sending to Lumen anytime soon, just out of precaution.
I will relay that message.
If that's something he can do, I'm not quite sure.
I am also not sure, as these types of spells elude me, but I will pass on the note. As for any guidance that I could give you, Teddy, only perhaps lean into your bloodline. Do not run from it.
I will do my best. Thank you, Ib, and be safe and be well.
Thank you. You as well. I hope your nap was nice. Goodbye. As Ib leaves your head, Teddy, you're like, oh, the worst. It's always the worst nap. It's like you just, you wake up sweaty and you don't know what day it is. You don't know what time it is. It doesn't help. It's like 5 a.m. So you're actually like, did I nap or was I actually asleep? As you all see Teddy kind of come back to from the conversation with Ib.
Onward we go. It seems that he knows of the situation at hand and is observing. Not quite sure, but we must make haste. I apologize for taking this time out for something that... Let's go on.
It's okay.
Yeah. Do you all head with Xanthi to to Halden Plaza?
That's okay.
We're going as a group everywhere.
Yeah. We will not be apart for the next 17 sessions.
Otters.
I mean, I can't think of anywhere else we have to go, so...
You've got to get some potions, but their shops aren't really
Not open yet.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna get back, get food, potions, and get ready to go.
Food potions.
Food potions. yeah, you as you all make your way to Holden Plaza, you can see that the city is pretty quiet. The light blue glow of the kind of dawn sky is just starting, and it is streaked with red. Teddy, a famous saying, "Red sky in the morning, sailor's warning," as you are making your way back towards the coast, or back looking towards the coast. And you see in kind of the deep blue shadows of Holden Plaza there, with the Planar Observatory clock tower, you see a mage. You see your brother dressed in classic Marut Society, Old Haven, red and black, who looks and quite obviously sees your group, who makes enough noise just in the quiet morning of the streets, as you enter from the opposite direction that he thought you would, because he assumed you were like going to come probably from your house or the schoolhouse and not the outside of Old Haven.
We've been up to a lot.
Yeah, you all have been bouncing around as he kind of looks up from his tablet, messaging, doing whatever he was doing. Probably it was the worst, hour of his life when he couldn't get any messages out. Him and Lialia were just having a real panic attack there.
Whoa.
Tablet!
Yeah.
It's down!
The network. As Erwin turns and sees you all, and kind of walks up to you, Xanthi, as like, I heard that there's quite a situation unfolding in Lumen, and I guess rightly assumed that you all will be headed there.
Yeah, I was gonna leave your note.
I appreciate that. Things have been, you see, kind of like looks around a little bit, and is like, things have been getting interesting, and not in a good way, Xanthi. So I really don't have much more than that, but just stay safe. Remember your cantrips.
Yeah. We'll be careful. As careful as we can be. I mean, with shadows that are maybe alive and undead, but it's fine.
Good.
Sorry about your coworker.
Yes, I heard.
The craziest thing I've seen, and that's saying something.
Yes, it is very concerning. She was a quite good mage, so that is giving everyone a bit of pause for what to do going forward. And there will need to be a replacement selected quite quickly with the way wards are failing.
Yeah, don't try and cast that spell or anything.
I will. I have no intention to after what happened, so. And hopefully the society will abide by that rule for a good while and ensure that no one needs to cast it.
So, you all don't know anything else, right? About what's going on?
No, we cannot get a hold of anyone in Lumen. And now we definitely can't. If anyone had more information, if it is a merge, it would be the Planar Observatory, the Planar Scholars.
Mm.
But I'm certain they're already working with the volunteers.
Mhm.
Did we see any there?
You did.
We did.
Yep.
Oh.
It was all of the major players were in the courthouse, the courtyard.
A lot going
Mhm.
on.
There was.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess you be careful too.
I will. And you see he kind of steps up and goes to give like a one-arm hug, a little awkward, and then does a second hug, a second arm.
Anthony doesn't do half hugs.
Yeah.
Full on hugs, all the time,
Mhm.
all day, every day. Okay. Okay. Well, we've got to go buy some healing potions. So. All right. Well,
Sounds
I'll
good.
be back, and we'll hang out when I get back.
You better. Sounds good. Well, I won't keep you all any further. And at that moment, you hear like his phone go off, his tablet go off like 4 more times. And you're like, he's probably got something he needs to attend to as well. And as you all turn away, you hear Erwin kind of call out, Marigold, I'm calling in that favor. Don't let Xanthi die. As he steps away. You all heard it as well. He did not hide what he was stating.
Yeah, he hates secrets and surprises, apparently.
Whoa.
Marigold said, understood, back.
All right. Yeah, you all head to grab a quick bite, maybe a fish on the stick, a little breakfast fish on the stick, who knows how long it's going to be until you can have fish on the stick again.
No, I do that fish on a stick.
It's okay. Lumen has a river and there's fish. There's so many sticks.
I
in
bet we can find a
Lumen.
stick, yeah.
We can find a stick in Lumen. Don't worry.
Well, the special fish on a stick
In the forest?
But yeah, as you head out, we can say if you want a little more time for looking at potions, we can kind of pick that up at the start of next session, just doing a recap of what you had bought. So that way you have time to actually maybe talk about it and think over what might be the best way to split up your money with a little more advanced potions than last time you went to visit Jet, as that's how the game goes. When you level up, so do the rest of the world, apparently, and start selling higher things. It's wild. You cause everyone to level up. They gotta get on your level.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Yeah. So I think any other last minute things before we're gonna quickly play that start next session before you head back to the schoolhouse.
I don't think before. I think when we go back to the schoolhouse, but not before.
Sure. Then yeah, we can run it as we're back at the schoolhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're you gotta go. You only have till 9:00 to get things going. So fair. Yeah.
But then I think Hayes wants to try to find Lydia and have a chat.
Okay.
A little quick chat.
Yeah. You all.
This woman will be the school counselor.
She already is, apparently.
She already is.
She's our counselor.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the school?
You. After a few moments, you're able to send messages now, so you can send one to Lydia and get her location, which is no surprise, her room / office / whatever else at the schoolhouse. You kind of head up there. You see Lydia is has the tablet propped up against like the windowsill while she's boxing, so that way she can see like incoming messages while also boxing and practicing
this woman
her
is traumatized.
her monk abilities as she kind of
Yeah.
wipes her brow before turning to you. Yes, Haze.
Hi. Can I come in?
You're like already kind of at the door. Yeah, you see Lydia's like,
Can I come in? I say as I step in,
yeah,
behind me.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, please. What do you want to talk about?
Well, first I wanted to thank you for letting us go. I'm sure you can understand how much it means.
You see, as you're having the conversation, Lialia has not stopped. Lialia is still like doing the stuff with the punching bag and having this conversation with you about everything. It's like, yes, no, I understand.
Yeah. And there's something else. I've been meaning to tell you, but you should know. But I thought we would have more time. When you and Castor were together, did he never said anything about me? Like being a changeling?
You see that Lialia like punches into the bag and stops for a second before picking back up and just goes, yes, no, I already knew. Your brother is a sloppy drunk.
Cool. And you were, but okay. Is that all you know?
I mean, is there anything else? You are a changeling, yes. Your brother is not. That is about the family dynamic I got.
That's all I can say then, yeah.
And then, yes, I think I have been caught up before you were even aware I was not.
Oh. Okay. But then in the observatory, you were making sure that none of us were, and you were convinced that... I'm sorry, okay. I guess that's good. Didn't mean to keep it, but you know.
Yeah. No, I understand. It is not something you have to share. So, thank you for telling me, and maybe give your brother a punch when you next see him for sharing before you got to it, huh?
I'll see him. If there's anything I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see him.
Yes. Sounds good. Is there anything your squad needs before you go? I've heard that Senior Volunteer Honor has you all headed out at 9.
Is there anything else?
As you mentally think about what your squad would need. As you think, what would they want? Yeah.
Like, they knew. Like, they're probably right outside the door.
Everyone's, like, peeking, listening into the door, yeah.
I imagine someone's, like, idle animation, like a little, like, bouncy ball paddle thing in the hallway. Like...
Is there anything that we would have needed that we kind of would have discussed on the way? Anything y'all can think about? Or is that something we can, like, cash in later?
If she has anything that she thinks we'll need, we'll take it and can bring it back when we're done with it.
Can she come with us?
She cannot. She has the rest of the first years to train.
They're fine.
You all are the only ones getting special get out of class pass. I don't know if it's worth it.
I guess.
We're gonna miss a test.
No.
If you're back within 2 weeks, it does take 4 days to get there and 4 days to get back.
I mean, Jaden said that they were sending the relief thing
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But
Yeah.
maybe we'll just take care of the problem and they won't even need to send the relief.
I only got a 66% on my last quiz.
Ever? Oh no.
I
Whoa.
got
This
an
was ever
100 on my last quiz.
So you can die and be satisfied.
Yeah,
Wait, what,
perfect.
Meg?
If I hadn't misremembered the whole like medicine check thing, I would have all 100.
Mm.
You know, we can't.
Hey, these are all
Can't be that
important things
perfect.
to know.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think with that, you have kind of finished with everything you can possibly do in this 5 hours to get ready for heading out of Lumen. By the time you get back to the schoolhouse, you can see that some packs have been set up for everyone to take, basically, supplies for the trek to Lumen. There seems to be a trunk that they have. You're not entirely sure what's in it, but that is what's also going to be carried by whatever really unlucky squad got picked to lug this trunk. Surprisingly, not you all as the youngsters, or the damned.
Well, I know
either
I wouldn't
way.
be carrying it, so I'm
Yeah.
not worried.
We're so strong.
Yeah. And you all kind of anxiously wait as a few more of the squads filter in, doing whatever last minute things they needed. And finally, as 9 o'clock comes around, the morning has turned into a gorgeous, sunny summer morning, contrasting quite a lot with the feelings of this group stepping out. You all head out onto the road outside of Old Haven towards Lumen, and you can feel the weight on your shoulders, not just from the pack that you carry, but the expectation of what is to come. Most volunteers get at least 1 year of training before they face anything as deadly and unknown as what you signed up for. Surrounded by second and third years and senior volunteers, you are certain the path ahead will be treacherous and pull no punches. But with any luck,